think we could be different if we could just take it slow, let it go. Roll down all the windows, feel the wind rushing through, hear the music, take the groove. Don't you know, all I'll ever really wanna be is a connected high, you and I.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day, boys. Yo, real quick. Let me see, make sure I got my audio all. I don't have it all good. All right, so hopefully this doesn't break too many things. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day, boys. Sorry for not streaming yesterday or being a little late today. Seavark, how you doing, my man? I hope you're doing all good, my guy. How are you? Actually, health-wise, like, are you feeling better? Like, I know that if, let's say, you're out of the hospital, that's one thing, but like, how are you mentally? You know what I mean? Like, are you all good? Are you back to normal, or is it like, you know what I mean? Because I know stuff like that can mess with you. You know what I mean? I know stuff like that can mess with me. I'm doing way better. That's awesome to hear, man. That is awesome to hear. Hopefully, they'll give you guys some. I don't know if you went back to the thing. Again, I'm not trying to be like super like supposed to tell the chat exactly what's going on. You guys can always ask for it yourselves. But like, you said you set up another appointment, and hopefully they'll give you guys good news. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be that hopium kind of guy. Hopefully, good news on the horizon. How you boys all doing? Though, welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good one. Though I don't need water. We're actually chilling. Anything about survival hunters? Actually, Ziggy, you'll be unhappy to know. Survival hunters, you know, the least popular spec in the game is about to get nerfed. I'm not even kidding you. Not even kidding you. It's about to get nerfed. Hey, survival hunter, you know, the most popular spec out there right now. You know what I mean? About to get nerfed. Oh man, it is good. It is good. Let me show you exactly what the nerfs are looking at, actually. No, I don't know. Well, they actually were supposed to get nerfed, like, what is it? Last week, but looks like those nerfs just never went through. So they're actually taking the stance and are going to be nerfing them this time around. Because these are just nerfs that were planning on doing it, never got around to it, but then this time was like, okay, actually, no, we are doing it. So they're about to nerf them on single target, which is like, it's kind of sad, but the spec is like in such a weird spot. It literally has to cadaver and really just mess up its own single target rotation. Survive 100 and survive again. Exactly. So this is some of the changes coming out next, tomorrow actually. Next reset. Beast Mastery, nerfed by 3%. Survival. This change was intended to go live during the prior tuning changes, but there was an error, so they never got around to it. So it is actually going up. It's not going to affect them in PvP whatsoever. It's just a PvE nerf. But right now, Survival actually does quite a bit of single target damage. We'll take a look at what Survival is at damage-wise. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. On pure single target fights like Taros, for example, I believe Survival actually has some of the best performance out of all the classes in the game. Although, let me just double check it. Let me just double check and see what information I got. Yeah. Yes. So this is where Survival is at right now on pure single target fights, which is actually where Survival is pretty good in. Survival used to be really good for AoE fights back in like Shadowlands with its tier set, right? It was generally pretty good because everybody were hard capped, and you could go like Night Fae or Kyrian. You would go grenades, carve, and just do that over and over and over. Do a bunch of them. So the current version of Survival Hunter is actually top tier compared to Repali's in pure single target situations. It's pretty good in single target and like single target and a side cleave, like Kurog, for example. It's pretty good in those. So in pure single target, Survival is actually dominating, but their playstyle comes down to, what's so weird about it is the playstyle comes down to just them pressing 2 buttons. Which is really weird, but it just tells you that I think that spec is needed. Isn't a big need for some kind of a revamp similar to what the Paladins are getting. Honestly, like, let me just show you. Right now your playstyle is just Mongoose Bite, Kill Command, Mongoose Bite, Kill Command, Mongoose Bite kill command, Mongoose Bite kill command, Mongoose Bite kill command. That's all you do. Let me see. The Yaj. There we go. Here we go. So this is where they are right now. This is their whole rotation. Mongoose Bite, kill command. Kill command is part of the their pet's abilities. Serpent Sting is just a passive that happens. Master Mark is a passive. Primordial Sun's a passive. Use a Trinket Spearhead to activate your main big cooldown. Melee, Death Shock, which you'll use 6 times throughout a fight. The amount of times you use Shrapnel Bomb is like 5. Volatile Bomb about 7. Firmament Bomb about 6. So you'll really use these during downtime. And you won't really even kill shot. This guy only kill shot 5 times. You don't really even want to kill shot. You know? You kind of just want to harpoon. You want to be able to spam Mongoose Bite over and 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 over. That's all you really do. Because of a tier set, it's a lot better just to kind of ignore the majority of other abilities and just spam Mongoose Bite. So not even really trying to play super heavily into like the Shrapnel Bomb, the bleed setup. You'll just throw it where there's nothing else to do. You're not really trying to maximize the Shrapnel Bomb damage. I mean a little bit. But you'll really throw it when there's nothing else to do. There's a lot of times like if you can press Mongoose Bite or any other button, you'll usually press Mongoose Bite. It's only when you're super low on resources or you don't have your Mongoose buff available, the bite buff, then you'll press something else. What's up, Krakenator, my man? I'm good. What's up to be a month to me? Kind of, yeah. I think that's what they're trying to nerf Mongoose Bite, is so that you start incorporating other buttons in your rotation. But it just tells you like to achieve the most amount of damage as a spec, you have to spam 2 buttons for the most part, right? They want you to use other abilities, they want you to use grenades, they want you to use all these other things. But like, I don't think that's how you go about by just nerfing Mongoose Bite. I mean, that's one way of doing it. But like, I do feel like there's so much more else that you should probably do to survival. Like a big old revamp, just to give them like an opportunity to just like, I don't know, have a different playstyle. Like give them the same treatment as Red Pallies, because a lot of people, while they complain about Red Pally damage, most people actually really are fine with the fact that Red Pally's got more gameplay options. You know what I mean? Better cleave, better everything. About Shrapnel, I agree. Mongoose Bite KS spam, but survival lacking all AoE, LE, especially compared to BM. Yeah, they just need a revamp. They just need the Paladin-esque style revamp, like a Shadow Priest revamp. They just need to do that to survival, figure out what they want to do with the spec, figure out the playstyle they want for it, and then go with that. Because I think they have a pretty good base of like grenades, Mongoose Bites, pet interaction, spearhead, coordinated assault style, and the spear. They just need to find a better placement for these talents and for them to flow better together rather than just be separate buffs and stuff. I like the procky nature. I like the difference of playstyle, that ranger build or whatever. The fact that you can do range abilities as survival and do quite a bit of damage. But they really think they just need a Paladin-esque revamp. That's all they need. And you know, for PvE, red for PvE staying as it is. So red's still going to be good. The only classes getting buffed up and nerfed up are going to be Unholy DK, bunch of pet damage buffs, as well as Unholy DK Gargoyle Strike damage change. It's going to do 25% more damage, but have a slightly shorter cast time or longer cast time. But that's most to help them with their haste. Like when you get hit with a PI from a Shadow Priest or a Disc Priest or whatever, then your Gargoyle can actually miss out some of its cast when you have way too much haste. So because of that, they're actually increasing the cast speed, giving it more damage buff to compensate, so it should play mostly the same, but now it plays more consistently with haste, so you shouldn't miss out on any damage. Death Call buff, Soul Reaper buff could be really good though. A lot of people actually said about this one. 50% more damage on the Execute, together with the Execute damage playstyle Reaper, that could be good. Backstab, we're going for PvP? Nope. What you mean, like which one should you play? I think most people just play Backstab, but honestly, Mariana, I wouldn't be surprised if more rogues go Gloom in the next patch. But right now, I think it's just Backstab for PvP. I thought you meant like, are they buffing those things? Which I really think they could. They could. They should. Maybe. I really don't know what. It's just, I feel like they just need to give sub rogues and all rogues just a little more sustained, just a little more. I don't want to ask like for a crazy like 50% damage buff or something like that. Like, I don't know, just a little bit more sustained damage. That's all I think they need. You got Boomy, buffs, actually Guardian Druid getting some love, boys. It is incredible. Health and health increase from, healing increase from Master Nature's Guardian is going up to 70% value instead of 50. Finally, some kind of like bear buff. Not exactly what bears wanted, but at least it's better than nothing. Good evening, how you in the community? What's up? No man, my man. Hope you have a good one, man. Rihanna, hope you have a good one. Buff rogues, come on, we need it. We need it. Okay, so I don't like being the kind of guy that's like, please buff rogues. It's just like, I'm seeing a pattern for PvP specifically. They're trying to make CC even less relevant in 10.1. And rogues are really heavy about CC. You literally designed the class about crowd control, and now you nerf for crowd control. Okay, so then if you don't have crowd control, you should probably have sustained damage or burst damage, because that's what helps you get the kills. Rogues have burst, but then are like, oh no, Deathmark, we don't like that, nerf it. Okay, well, we have subtlety with secret stick. Oh, we don't like subtlety bursting at all, so we're gonna nerf every single time that buffs you burst damage. Oh, okay, so we're gonna have no burst. CC is kind of dead. Can we get sustain? Because if at least we can do some sustained damage, like we'll have burst to get cooldowns maybe, but then sustained damage will put pressure outside of it. No? Okay. Yeah, so I guess rogues are going to be twiddling their thumbs for a little bit. It's just like it's one of those things that's just not really working well for rogues just because of the way they designed the class historically to be CC heavy or burst heavy. The only one time they had a rogue being sustain heavy is when an outlaw rogue in Shadowlands was a thing. So maybe that's what I had to do, right? It's just like, if you are, okay, you don't want people to sit in CC forever. I totally can understand that. You're not paying 15 bucks a month to sit in a sap, into a blind, into a stun, into a sap, into a blind, into a stun. I get it, right? No one enjoys that experience. Although you're gonna design a class that wins through that, right? You don't have sustain, you got burst, and crowd control. You're gonna nerf CC. I get it. Cool. Awesome. That's perfectly fine. More people get to play the game. You don't have to sit in CC forever. Great. But what do you give back? Because Arms Warriors got nerfed in burst, give them sustain. Red Pallies initially got nerfed in burst, but they give them a lot of sustain. And then they got an entire rework, which just kind of naturally give them a ton more sustain. But then they kind of been nerfing the burst and survivability, but they gave them so much with the rework, they're having to pull back on these things. So I feel like they'll eventually find a good equilibrium. They gave Demonology Warlocks, like, for example, more sustained damage, and now they're having to pull back a little bit because they got a little bit too much. They didn't like them bursting too hard with the what is it? The Blade Stormy Fellstorm pet, Felguard. So they're like, all right, let's pull that, but they give them some sustain. We'll transfer to another source or whatever, right? So a lot of times they're like, okay, we're gonna take away the burst, but they give them more sustain, so they're not completely behind. I gotta seize. Oh. Why isn't every time I sneeze it sound like a squeaky toy? I sound like a dog toy. I sound like a chew toy. God, that's my life, man. Ah, I sneeze. Somebody goes like, "Who brought a dog toy to the building? What was that?" Huh? It's like when you got a squeaky toy, it's almost like every time I sneeze, it's like I got a squeaky toy, like voice box at the back of my throat. Damn. What's up, Fox? Hey, man. Hope you have a good one. Good, man. What's up, Bossy? Hey, man. Hope you have a good one. Well, it makes new bombs so good. It makes me happy. Yeah. So bear bombs are a little bit better, but bears in general are going to be a little bit tankier, which is nice. I don't take anything. Bars can shorter cooldown, which is also really good. Bars can be used defensively or offensively, so that's really, really nice. Plus, also more ways to mitigate magic damage, which is bears not really great at. Evoker getting buffed up, actually. Heal Evoker fell behind a little bit, and they can't have Evokers falling behind that far. They can't do that. BM get nerfed. Survival, we talked about that. Paladin not going to be able to heal allies nearly as effectively. Holy Nova buffed up for Priest. I'm actually excited for this one. That could be good on AoE. That could be fantastic for AoE. This Priest, holy, oh my god, the mana cost reductions, boys, are actually sizable. And then Holy got more damage, which I would love to play some Holy once the patch comes out, once the build comes out. Shaman, all healing, nerfed a little bit. You were a little bit too far behind ahead of other classes. Not even in all cases. They're really only in M+ that were really ahead of other classes. They got better for PvP, but like not that much better ahead of other classes. But they got better. And then there was raiding. I mean, in some raid fights they got better, but still, Rusted Druids are doing really, really good over them. Then PvP changes. Cyclone mana cost has been reduced a little bit for Rusted Druids mostly, but other druids are going to benefit from it either way. The Monks, Mistweaver, damage nerfs for fist weaving. So they can nerf in Rise and Sun Kick a little bit, they nerf in Blackout, the extra bonus teaching the monastery damage increases. The bonus kicks from teaching the monastery. Mostly to reduce some of the cleave capability. You're still gonna heal for a ton as a Mistweaver. I don't think your damage overall is gonna go down quite a bit though. But you should still be quite effective. Also, if you play the Fistweaver, you don't really use mana, so you can really survive with mana for a good bit. They're gonna give you a little bit less mana regen, so playing the range Mistweaver versus the Fistweaver should be fairly equal in terms of like performance and mana. Paladin, holy, got buffed up for instant cast, but retribution nerf on wings damage, on wings crit chance. Divine protection is a little bit less effective, still going to be 20% with all the challenges you pick. Legislativity is a little bit less good. 35 plates is now also half as good for stamina and the avoidance aspect of it. Blessing Sacrifice has 20% damage to the 30. This means that Paladins won't actually take as much damage from Blessing, but it will be less of a good defensive for your ally to use on an ally. What do you say interested in why I feel like the game has fallen off major? I don't know, I just gotta have fun with the game. There's definitely been down times with the game and there have been up times, and whenever I don't really have much interest in playing the game, Jonathan, like for example playing Dragonflight, I don't really want to play Shadowlands much. I had the Dragonflight alpha and the beta, but whenever those are down, I'm playing other games. You know, I think keeping just playing different alts and playing out whatever I enjoy, right? Playing a spec and play style that I enjoy over like just playing it because it's flavor of the month. And even if I don't enjoy it, I'm just still gonna grind through it. I think that probably helps me out a ton, honestly. I think that probably helps me out a ton. Hotfix is done. Hotfix is done, boys. Let's get some weeklies out of the way. I think playing play styles that I actually enjoy helps me maintain like enjoyment in the game, Johnny. But also being able to spend some time playing other games. Like I don't really ever take like big breaks from WoW, but like I take breaks from like grinding my weeklies. And then other times I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna wait until the patch comes around. I won't play some like Baldur's Gate or something. I won't play some Mass Effect or whatever. I won't play I don't know, Dragon Age or whatever. Like play a game that I haven't played in a while or something. You know, maybe me and Quinn will go do a classic thing, whatever. Maybe we'll I don't know, find some other game to play. Just take a break for a bit. Because I do play other games here and there, but not that often. Most of the times I play WoW whenever I have enjoyment in it. But yeah, I feel like one thing you should do is like, let's say like if you're just like, you know what, I'm just not really feeling playing it. Honestly, take a break. I think it's super healthy to take a break. Give it a try. Tem 1 looks really, really good. I think a lot of people should enjoy it. Lots of good changes generally. I'm still concerned about how rogues are going to be, but maybe they're just going to give us like a fatty tier set because our current tier set looks insane. Like it just is a lot of damage. It's not insane. It's just, it's a lot of damage where it's like, okay, you're not going to buff the class, but at least the tier set is a lot. So, I mean, I guess I can't really complain that much. Although I'm thinking they're going to nerf it to the ground. They're going to nerf it to the ground because it just like, it's like, it looks good. It allows us to be kind of competitive with every other class. It makes up for the damage that we normally wouldn't have. So I guess it does its job. But like, I don't know. It's just like, as a rogue, it's just in most cases, like, if something's too good to be true, they're probably gonna gut it, right? They're probably gonna gut it. It's just like playing that class, I feel like. You just get used to it, right? But you're not bitter about it. You just get used to it. It's more like a realistic way of looking at it, I guess. At least that's how I copium about it. Always play RD2 on ARC for a few hours, capable of feels. Yeah, exactly. Like when you go play another game for a bit, if you just take a break, especially like when right now, Season 1 is basically over. If you haven't killed Razagath, or if you're not trying to kill Razagath right now, if you're not pushing for Mythic Pluses or pushing for PvP, now is a good time to take a break. Now is a good time to just go play something else. Play whatever is more fun, you know what I mean? Like, don't feel like you just have to force yourself through, because in Dragonflight, what is it being forced in you? You don't have to do legendaries, you don't have to do AP, you don't have to do none of these things. Take a break, and then come back for 10-1, because you can jump into the patches so much easier now. Honestly. See ya. Thanks so much, Cover by Zeke. Appreciate it, man. I hope next time we'll see some focus on good for survival. Hopefully, man. Hopefully, next time we talk about survival, they'll announce some kind of like a rework for survival. I mean, Shadowprince is getting nth degree with a rework. It's like 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever. I test Lost Ark as well for 2 weeks. Same, 2 weeks same time. Like, yeah, exactly. And that was something I said to my man. Hope you have a good one. Love WoW no matter what I do. Exactly. Like, I just enjoy WoW, right? I've even tried other MMOs, and I just realized, like, you know what? I don't think I even like MMOs in general. I just like WoW. You know, like I just like WoW. I can't help it. And I feel like a lot of other people in that same boat is just like, there's just something about it, you know? Either way, whatever they do, it keeps your mind fresh and learn what they've done. Exactly. Boys, what do we start with for the day? We gotta get a couple of these alts done. I do want to try to see if I can push a little bit in terms of what I do with my alts. I gotta get a lot of weaknesses out of the way. Can get past Dathia Mythic? Dathia? Yeah, Mythic Dathia, the first time we do her, ain't that easy. Mythic Dathia, first time we go for it, ain't easy. There's a lot of... It's a little bit of coordination with the team. Ellie, we could play some Ellie. I do have a 20 Halls of Valor on the Ellie. We could do Ellie. Actually, I'll let you guys decide. I don't want to try to see if we can push a key. I feel like playing Ellie. I feel like playing Priest, and I feel like playing. What do I feel like playing? I do gotta get the major key at some point. Evoker or Rogue? We could do Rogue. Just absolute match through the key. I play like 1 to 3 seasons of WoW. It's like 30% of 1 to 3 months a season of WoW. It's like 36% of my overall playtime. There we go. Yeah. Another MMO gets you hooked like WoW. Yeah, like I tried other MMOs too. I've tried other MMOs, and it's like they do all of them do some really cool stuff. You know, it makes you think like, oh, I wish WoW would do this. Mostly because like I like this feature, but I kind of want to also go play WoW. You know what I mean? Like, and I tried all the other ones. I give them a go. Some I liked, some I didn't like, but it's like at the end of the day, I just got to default to WoW. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's like the best way I can describe it. I don't know. I think it just people like what they like at the end of the day. After one day play super characters, that's pretty good. What's up, Jake? Hey, oh my god, hope you're having a good one. You mean today? No, not today, right? That's a lot. Survival rework up next. At least we can hope for one. Dude, I think if any class needs one, survival is the one. Like, if you're gonna take a look at Shadow Priest, you're like, oh man, this kind of works, but like some jankiness in the playstyle. Or if you're playing Retribution, you're like, oh, this works, but like there's some jankiness. Survival is like pure jank. Like, if you want to, I'm not saying anything bad about survival, right? I love the spec, but like some of the towns just don't super work well together. Like, if you're talking about janky stuff, you can really cadaver a build that just does not work at all. It does not function together whatsoever. You know what I mean? I'm trying to move forward too, but I'll suck me right back in the way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I've given other games a try. Like I played what is it, ESO when that first came out. I was a little bit disappointed because ESO was not Skyrim Online. I just wanted Skyrim multiplayer. And I didn't get it. I was like, alright, not really for me. I tried Guild Wars 2. That was really fun. I was really bad at the PvP in Guild Wars 2. But I liked all the the ease of access, ease of everything. But I still went back to WoW. And then FF14. Got through that. Leveled through it. It was one of those games where it just felt like, man, it was so hard for me to get into that one because it's really big on the story. But at some point there was a quest line where, and again, I don't want to say anything bad about the game, and I'm glad a lot of people enjoyed it, but there was a quest line where you had to play hide and seek with a bunch of kids. And I think that's where I got to just checked out, and I just started like, okay, skip, because I was thinking, okay, I'm just gonna grind out. So like what I wanted out of the game is I wanted to get to max level and play with some friends in that game. That's not how you're supposed to approach it. That's not how you're supposed to approach it. So we're just gonna skip it. Yeah. That was my mistake. But when I did slow down and then started like doing the story stuff, I was like, oh, okay, this is actually kind of cool. I actually kind of like it. But I never like got attached to the story because I was like, get to max level and I get to play with friends. I was like, all right, I did it. Did it pan out what I wanted it to be? Not exactly, but cool. Back to WoW. I don't know. It was just difficult for me, man. It was just difficult for me. But a lot of people speak highly of it, and a lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people are like really passionate about it. So, you know, if that's something you're passionate about, that's awesome. That's cool. WildStar, dude, WildStar was insane. WildStar was so good, except for PvP side of things. I thought the whole like reticles on the ground for PvP would be awesome because it's like you could exactly see what the enemy is doing. But when you dive into BG and it feels like the whole in BG is just DDR. You just have green and red flashing on the floor the entire time. And I'm like, I thought it would be so much easier to tell what's going on, but because everything is just flashing on the floor, I can't tell what's going on. The PvP in that game was insane. I love the house customization. Like I played what it was like one of the Volpera-esque things in that game to start with, because they could play like a psyker or whatever it's called. Oh, rogue. They could play like a roguey class because every like race got a class combo or whatever. So I'm gonna play like a alliance-y roguey character, and I love the customization of the game. The rogue was pretty cool too and all that. There was also like a little bit of layer of jank with that game, like with the things on the ground or whatever. Like it was interesting, it was new, it was really, really cool. And the ideas were there. It's just, I thought the execution wasn't great. Apparently the raids were insanely good. I never got to do a single one, but I feel like a lot of other people never even got to max level in that game. So it you know, like, I mean, maybe the raids are fantastic once you get in, but it's like, it doesn't seem like a lot of people got in, but maybe I'm wrong on that one. Make that $200 Lost Ark. Oh, Lost Ark, yeah, I never got into Lost Ark. I never got into Lost Ark. Like, if it's weird to me. Yeah, it's one of those games that tries to be like, I think with that FAF, like WoW does the cartoony, stylized graphics, right? Everything's kind of like has a bit of cartoony look to it, but it's all stylized, so it just like, even like the original WoW was stylized too, right? It doesn't really, it has a hard time getting old because it's stylized. But when you're trying to look for like realistic, at some point the graphics, like when they'll go for realism, unless they get regularly updated, it starts to get like a little bit Uncanny Valley-esque. It's not quite Uncanny Valley, but eventually that realism, it leads to Uncanny Valley by some point. So I feel like it's starting to like make that dip, and that's what people are talking about. It's like dipping, but it's not quite there. It's starting to get like the dips because of just the time that is spent. Because if you don't update it regularly, it just, yeah. Because you try to go for like this anime-like, but not really. Some people, I've described it before, like it has like an anime tinge to it, but some people really don't like what I said that. But like that's, I don't really know how else to describe it. You know what I mean? But it's like also realistic at the same time, and it's just like, yeah, unless you update the realistic graphics constantly so they can like, you know, keep up with the modern days, I feel like eventually it does start to like dip into the Uncanny Valley. Not quite down in the pits of it, but like start to slope in a little, and that's why it like can look weird in the eye. But what did we decide on chat, by the way? What did we decide to do? Another one must announce something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll start with the bots now. That's unfortunate. Oh, what about another game that's filled with bots? New World. Remember that one? They had a bunch of fishing bots. New World was an interesting one. I thought that was a unique thing. And then I just gotta... And then people started leveling through it, and then it's like... It started to kind of like tear apart at the seams. I mean, with how people were like messing around with the economy and getting like invulnerabilities, and how long it took to like fix some stuff in New World. And like the way that you had to do stuff with New World, like you had to basically describe, hey, how do you... You have to be like go to public forums and describe how you're able to achieve a bug where you could get yourself infinite amount of gold. You have to describe in great detail on public forums so then people could see it, go in the game and do it, be like, yep, they got gold, they fix it, and they don't even sometimes ban people that did it. So it's like, well, now I have a lot of gold, I don't know what to do with it. Battle Pass or something? Did they actually? I don't remember. PS finally came out with a Bar Class Adventures. Go Shim. Is YouTuber Wedgeblade or recently a lot better apparently? Go Shaman? We could play Shaman, chat. What do you guys think? I want to play Priest because their mana is getting improved in just a little bit here. But I want to give a weekly down on the Priest. Shaman. Or maybe Evoker. What do you guys want to see? But I want to see if I can maybe get a couple of guildies for at least that 20 halls on the Shaman. It's not the best key for Shamans, I think. I think it's if you go for a Lava Burst build with a heavy mastery, it's pretty good. But the crit build that I'm playing with Lightning Bolt is just... It's not bad, but it's just kind of all over the place, I guess. It's just kind of all over the place. Let me see if I can get myself a guildies or whatever that want to do 20. I want to see if Will is around or anything. If not, then I think maybe I'll get a weekly on the rogue, because I don't think I've ever done a weekly on the rogue yet. But it all depends if Will is around and anybody else around. Sham would be nice. Hello, what's up, Nicholas? Hey, my man. I hope you're having a good one. Sham? Okay, we can maybe get a Sham done on your way. But yeah, I'll definitely need to give it a go. That's a lot better apparently. Is it New World or Lost Ark? We kind of rattle on through a bunch of games. Let's see. I do have a bunch of Mythic raids done on this guy. Alright, we'll get a key done either way. Is William around? Is William Williamson online by chance? Will is not online. Okay, so maybe we could just find ourselves a key to do. I don't know. I might just hold on to this halls. Then I think we'll try to see if we can get into like an 18, 19 maybe. Temple of Valor. I really need a ruby, honestly. I really need to do an actual ruby at some point. We'll try to see if we can get into like a 20, 19 or 20 or something, yeah? We'll see, because I think we might be able to get into one. Maybe like an 18. I think an 18 is probably going to be a little bit easier. AA in particular would be amazing because of the AoE that we put up. 17, maybe. I'll try going for whatever 18, 19 that I can. That I think would be more realistic. Like Temple doesn't seem to be too bad. Maybe. No could I think would be kind of okay. Oh, Jade, there we go, beautiful. We just said a tank will be good to go. We got our priest and freak out, a rogue maid, ketamine. I like that. We'll get me and Ellie. Temple is what I want to build for Temple actually. There is a decurse mechanic, isn't it? And I already have a decurse. Okay, so we're good then. Earth Ellie. Do I need a stun? No, I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Hope I don't. Hope we're okay. Okay, I think we're good. I think we might be okay, chat. Let me get one of these. Not 14, 4. Beautiful. New world, yeah. I was about to say, right, type new world. It's howling. The one that or buzzing rune? Howling rune. Howling rune, because I'm kind of low in haste right now with the ring. I end up getting the what is it? The ring from 1007, which is quite a bit of damn. That should be all good, hopefully. Alright, what's up, Elizabeth? How you doing, fam? Hope you're having a good one. We're gonna do Jade Forest. What is it, 18, chat? As long as we can get a tank, we'll be good to go. Can we get Jay or can I get Carl? If I get Jade here, that'd be fantastic. What's up, Michael? Hope you're having a good one, fam. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. By the way, chat, new PC arriving tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, so I'll be mid-raid maybe. I'll actually see if I can be out of the raid so I can just set up the PC tomorrow. I might not have a stream Wednesday. Good lad, hell yeah. I might see if we might not stream Wednesday just so I can spend the whole time setting up the PC, testing it through its paces, because God forbid it comes in and it's not working well. God forbid, the once all said and done, once everything's plugged up, it's not working well. So I need myself a little bit of a breather. Also, I just need to spend an entire day at least just getting all the base programs that I need on there. I made a full list of everything I need on a separate Discord tab. So hopefully I'll be able to get all of that like in a single setting. But we'll see. Can I get anybody else to join also? Where is Jay? Because Jay would be, I think, just Jay? Maybe? Potentially? Oh. Let me see. What was in the guild? Can maybe join. So only Will or Mem, but neither of them are around. Which is... Banana? Look at all the people that used to raid. Only one to see is Carl, but Carl is not actually online. He's online, but he's not actually online. He is working, but yeah. I guess we're waiting on a tank. Notepad? Yeah, got everything on the notepad. I got a whole like notepad section over in Discord, just its own channel, where I just get to write down all the video ideas, scripts, all those things. It's actually super helpful, because normally I would have like everything written on an actual notepad or Word file, but it's like, just throw it on Discord and I can see all these things. I can drag them of like an idea that I'm working on, idea that's already done, idea in production, all that stuff. Organization is amazing. I've never actually knew the trees gave Arcane Silver and Substrate Isle. Oh, trees. Oh yeah, the trees. Yeah, the what is it? The tree ants or whatever. Wait a second. Oh, I think I gotta go get the buddy ears. Are those cosmetic? Like, could you actually just transmog into those? You can! Oh, no. Okay, well, I gotta get those at some point. Late since 2012, maybe I'm still rubbish? For WoW, I don't think it would be rubbish, fam. No, I mean, it all depends, right? It all depends. I don't think so. I feel like with Dragonflight to catch up would be pretty not that difficult, not that terrible. Let me see if we can get these boys summoned up. Freak out. Where's the paladin? Oh, this guy. We'll get ketamine. And we'll get Zaku in here. Actually, we got ourselves a pretty good paladin with the Resto shop. We actually got ourselves basically best of slot here. Literally meta classes, except for the elemental shaman. Honestly, no, we need a rep pally in this too. That's the only thing that would make this any more meta, is getting a rep pally in these runs. That'll probably do it. Is rep pally, because I know rep pally got a lot more runs, but I don't really know if they're like top tier in terms of like pushing keys or anything. Are they? Doesn't seem like it. It looks like they've played a lot. They're popular, but in terms of like overall, that shouldn't be like super insane or anything. At least not compared to Pharaohs. Let's see if I can throw in a recalibrator real quick. We'll skip the second ads on stairs with Shroud. Second set of ads on stairs with Shroud. Wait, which one is the second set of ads on stairs with Shroud? Skip the 2 ads on stairs with Shroud. I'll check about the ones in front of the boss. Because I don't think I've ever skipped anything here. It's not that hard at all. Went from 280 to 410. Playing Demon Hunter Monk Twins. That's pretty good. Chocolate farm. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the cost of it. You know what I mean? Like, how much is the cost? Like, if it's not too bad, then honestly, might be worth. Honestly, might be worth. Try to see if I can get a Night Elf. Night Elf shamans look actually insane. I'm mostly ready. I don't have food. Trying to get a Night Elf, please. Please. The Mist. Mist was actually a lot of fun, I think, for PvPers. But like, yeah, I had some fun with it for PvE too, but I definitely do remember having a blast with it for PvP specifically. Mist was like top tier for PvPers. Okay, I have to go with the Orc, just to make sure I can sit down and get food. At least you get a food buff out of it. 2, 1, beautiful. Alright, going wrong way. God, I love me some Shaman. This thing is so good. Grab the Ellie. Honestly, grab both. Should be grabbing both, honestly. We got the Ellie? Yeah, we did. Okay, cool. Can I let us set this? Oh, not really. I was about to say, like, am I in that or am I not in that? Couldn't tell. Never depends on the guild right now, for sure. But when the guilds become cross-faction, I imagine like getting into a guild was going to be so much easier. I'm actually so excited for the cross-faction guilds change. That's going to be so good. I got nothing here, so I'm just going to elemental and go for what's it? Generational. We're pulling more? I guess we are. Oh. Oh, ow, 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 oh, I'm dead. Trying to keep myself alive. I thought that was a little sketch there, not gonna lie. Oh, try to avoid as best as I can. I want to try to see get the hell out of there. Be up for that. Oh, Shadow Priest left. Oh no. Why did Shadow Priest leave? Oh, he left? Yeah. Alright. Well, there's that. I don't think we're gonna be able to format it. But maybe that guy was floor matting. Maybe that's why he left. I mean, his damage was pretty under. Is word underwhelming even appropriate there? Unforge. Unfortunate. Yeah, I don't really know what the man was doing. Maybe he just walked in, had wrong talents, was having a bad day, decided, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. 200k level burst, 200k Ellie Blast. Elemental Blast. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go find an 18. I'm sorry about that guy's key, man. I am so sorry about the guy's key. But what can I do? Let's try to see if we can get into an Algathar. That guy was not happy. That guy was not happy about that guy leaving. He was not happy. He was cursing him out in the chat and everything. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. Oh my goodness. Let's try to see if we can go for 18 Ruby. God, I'll let you get much money done. Hey Dal, finally decided to go which class to go. Decided on which class to go with Gen 1. I'm going Monk, and I'll be cast Mistweaver in Raid and M+. I'll start training using them for Raid in Wednesday Heroic World. You're gonna be a caster Mistweaver, so you're like gonna abandon fisting at all. Not gonna be like a melee monk whatsoever. Bold of you, very bold, but I like it. Bold, but I like it. Hell yeah. Hopefully, non-Fistweaver will be fantastic. What? Not gonna be fisting? But that's what you do! You throw fists at the mobs. You hit them with a fist. You fist them. I know what that means, but like that wasn't what you describe it. That is literally how you describe it. Come on, Douglas. I know what I said. Like that was deliberate, because like, what punch them? I don't know. I guess it's a better word. But it's just so weird. But I'm glad you at least got a playstyle you were into. No, Oni. I'm glad at least you got an idea what you want to play. That's awesome. What I just walked into a fist of lol. Yo, come on, dude. Come on, Doug. Don't clip it. Don't clip it. Don't clip it. Imagine just me going like, are you gonna fist him? Oh, come on. What is this guy on about? What's a streamer? Get your mind out of the gutter, you nasty. No, like I mean I know I know what I said, right? And I know what is implied, but it's like I honestly feel like we're way beyond that. Like we're just at the end of the I don't feel like my shovel isn't good enough to get out of this hole. I don't like Fistweaver. I feel you on that one, though. I feel you on that one. I don't see the allure of casting the Mistweaver and keys. I personally like the Fistweaver playstyle, but I like that melee playstyle all the time. Being able to go melee heavy disc or a melee heavy, like Holy, I didn't really enjoy until I found out that there were literally just damage pumpers in Mythic Plus for Shadowlands. Then I was like, oh, you know, I'm interested. Hybrid builds on druids, love it. Evokers with the damage they can do, love it. I am a DPS at heart, and I enjoy being able to do big damage even if I'm healing. So for me, finding a spec that can do damage and heal is perfect. Fistweaver is exactly perfect for me. Paladin's really good for me too, especially that melee heal playstyle. I'm a big fan of that. But you know, what can you do? You know, like I totally understand, like a lot of people enjoy playing a proper healer. You're there to heal. You're a healer first, a DPS second. So like even like a non-Fistweaver monk might actually be able to do quite a decent amount of damage, but as long as everybody's alive, like doesn't matter really, you know? As long as everybody's alive, doesn't really matter. Plus a monk can output quite a bit of healing overall as well. Anyone have experience with healing guardians? Is it truly that squishy or is it just meme? Is it truly that squishy? So Guardian Druids are kind of squishy, especially against magic damage. They generally get ripped apart because they don't really have a lot of magic mitigation. They have quite a bit of self-heal. Physical damage shouldn't really be able to touch them. So maybe it could be that the Guardian are trying to heal. Like, I guess the question is, are they pressing Iron Fur at all? Because they shouldn't take any physical damage like whatsoever. Or they should take very, very little. What'd I do? Is that is this a mini game? I've never done this before. Oh. So it has to go this way. Can it cross over? Is that okay? Okay, that could work. They can cross over apparently. As long as they make it to the center. I'm guessing. I've never done this before. This is all new to me. Very, very new to me. I don't remember ever doing this. This is neat. I guess it's like a tailoring mini game. Waiting for a +1 anyway. Oh no. Wait, do I have to do it? I guess it works. 5 skill points for each enchanting thingy. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I had no idea. That's neat. There is something wrong here?
What does it mean to be happy? 'Cause it looks like we all don't know.
Oh.
Glass half full or empty. Man, we just putting on a show. Try to look to the heavens to tell us things that we beg to know. Like what did this all mean? There's no tomorrow.
I see. I see. Okay. How many of these do I gotta do? Hold on. I've never done these. Oh. That was the last one, right? Oh, come on. I gotta do more of these. Oh, it's gotta go one of these things. Okay, weird. How do I do this then? Oh, okay. Wow, I actually felt like I was in a trance for a second. Oh, wow. That... had to use every wrinkle in my brain there. Wow, my brain's so wrinkly now. Holy cow. I don't even do tailoring that much. So I don't even know, like, why I did all that. Alright, I guess I'll just keep putting points textures. I have no idea. I just did tailoring because I thought maybe that'll be a good moneymaker, but I guess it's not. We do need... oh, grab the healer! Oh, that gotta be fine. 2100? Oh, what? Okay. A tank and healer, 1800. Anyone going to join us for an 1800? Or 1800? An 18? Mythic's not around, otherwise I'd invite him. SP, hold on. That's another one we need. Is SP around? SP is not around. That's unfortunate. Otherwise I'd take him. Tailoring on enchanting? Oh, yeah. It is tailoring, because it's like threats and all that. But yeah, I'd never seen that minigame though, so that's first for me, honestly. That is the first. Feral Druid's Naturalist talent nerf Blizzard update. Are they actually nerfing Naturalist? Is it a big nerf, by the way? What's it, Jake? Or is this like kind of okay? That triggers from Gift of the Wild, slightly increases the barrier threat multiplier to compensate for a reduction in Naturalist. Is that for bear form? About 4.5% nerf to Feral Druid? Unfortunate. But didn't you say Feral Druid got buffed like quite a bit recently? Jade is just toxic for all it takes, not just Guardian. Yeah, Jade does a lot of magic damage though, so that is something to note. Jade is not, it's not the worst key, but it definitely can be a little bit rough because there's quite a bit of magic damage in that key in general. But Guardian, like any key where there's magic damage, you're probably just gonna struggle a little bit. Whereas Guardian, what you need to do is, I guess we need to be able to like mitigate as much damage as humanly possible, just rotating cooldowns, because you do have quite a lot of defensives. But they generally do struggle with it either way though. Like, you're not the only one who has a hard time healing them. There's a reason why Guardian's like one of the less popular tanks out there. Them and Havoc Demon or Vengeance Demon Hunters, for whatever reason, are both kind of like, whatever. Am I offline? I didn't realize I'm offline. Oh, I mean on Discord. Oh, I see. Okay. I might be. Mobs and Jada tank records escape eating and blood DK tank every time with life couldn't on them with them using their stuff. Yeah, that it especially like in the last part, if you're unfortified, they set up 5 mobs before the final boss. That in particular is like a little bit of a toughie. Generally a little bit of a toughie. I gave this group maybe like another minute chat before we go find another one. Because I want to do an 18, but like, if this is going to be one of those groups where you just wait forever, I wouldn't want to wait forever. I'd rather find a group that's basically ready to go. I could just jump in, we could get the key done, and we're all good to go. You know what I mean? I think that's what I want to do. It might have helped 1% Feral who bear weave since they have a lot more threat now, but it remains to be seen. Bear weaving, huh? Bear weaving. That's new. Bear weaving Feral Druids. I never heard that. Imagine if you did that on live, man. Bear weaving, because I know that we did some Boomkin weaving before. Bear weaving is the same OP. Because I know they did some Boomkin weaving back in like Shadowlands. Maul has like a bloody truck in Wrath. I mean, Maul has like a bloody truck now on live. It took a little bit though. Alright, chat. I think I'm not gonna do this 18. We're gonna find another 18, just so I can find like a key that's basically ready to go. I don't want to have to wait forever. Should we try another? Okay, we'll go back. Running back to the temple, boys. Running back that temple. No code 17. I want to do like an actual like decent key. So 18 here, 19 here, and we'll see if we get anything else that can bite. I wouldn't want to do a 17. I want to do like a real key. I want to start doing some real keys, man. DPS and take for Ruby. I'll sign up for Ruby. I don't think they'll take me, but like, who knows, man? Who knows? Because LA Shaman is not that bad in Ruby. Generally not that bad in Ruby. Halls? Maybe I'll sign up for the halls. Maybe I'll sign up. What's it to you? Do I want to do another Jade? At least they got a tank. If they got like a healer or a tank, then maybe this group will be able to form fairly quickly. All energy and cat. If you're able to pump it to go Maul, hit 2 targets glyph, extend all rage. And then Berserk and Cat just spam, swipe, Maul. Oh, okay. That's cool. We got one, boys. Only DPS. Wait, you want to go only DPS route? Wait a second. I've never done an old DPS route like that before. Hey. I am down. Wait, chat. We are in an all DPS run for a, what is it, 19, 18? No healer run. Of what dungeon is this? Jade? All casters? Yo, this is gonna be interesting. I haven't done a single no healer run ever. So I'm gonna have to change up my build a little bit. I'm gonna have to pick up Chain Heal and Earth Shield just to make sure I'm like extra healthy. Oh, this is gonna be weird. Alright, what do I give up? I do want to give up some stuff for this, but I don't know what I don't think I would give up Nature's Guardian, right? What do I give up? I think I give up I can't really give up Ancestral Defense, can I? I don't want to give up Fire and Ice at all. Do I need to purge anything? I kind of do. So maybe Bring with Life, we give that up. We give up bring with life. And then we give up this Plains Traveler. That'll work. That'll actually work. So now we have a defensive. We can drop down healing totems. That actually might be worth using those. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. I'm actually excited. Alright, so we got that. Are they in Jade? They're in Jade, good. So wait, that's it coming? No. How? Apparently that's how people run it. Oni, they're nerfing protection paladins because you literally don't need a heal anymore with a protection paladin. Like if the group is insane, you can literally do these runs without a tank. Without a heal, I mean. Healer is just a 5th affix. Or 6th affix, however many. But healer is just like a liability. You don't actually need a healer. As long as you have a paladin who can heal, you're good to go. And as long as the protection paladin is picking up that one healer talent, like he'll be mostly fine. This one, Handle Protector. So based on our Mythic health, as long as he heals us, we're fine. He just needs enough tankiness to live and just heal us the rest of the time. And then we gotta use survivability, basic on cooldown. But yeah. Yeah, so this would be interesting for me too. But they're about to nerf it. They're nerfing this thing. They're taking it out of the game. There we go. They're trying to cut down on paladins being able to do these kind of shenanigans. First pull, please. Okay, I can do it. So bloodless first pull. Want to make sure we line aside this guy as best we can. And blast. I want to make sure we have a heal ourselves. Basically at all times. Hit ripple. Whatever line of sight we can provide, whatever self-healing we can provide helps here too. So I'm going to try to do group healing when I can. And maybe keep a healing totem down. But look, first pull, we did fine. Actually, blasted through that pack easily. I'm going to try to make sure that I'm maintaining myself here as best I can. Make sure I get myself Frosted Shock. Moving. Did not really do that super well. It's okay. As long as I have a healy thing on myself, we'll be fine. Because this guy can literally heal us. But we do need to like mitigate as much damage as we can. So like if we don't have to get hit here, we don't want to get hit. If we don't have to get hit, we don't want to get hit. This is working out actually pretty well. Surprisingly. We're gonna get Thundering here in a bit. Yeah, so they're trying to nerf this. So people aren't able to do these kind of things. But for a good reason. For a good reason. Oh, it'd make it much easier for us to line of sight. I like that. Yeah, that's my fault. Let's drop a healer totem. We'll try to see if we can blast. Ripple. Trying to avoid it whenever we can. And whatever kicks we can provide will be helpful. Whatever line of sight we could provide too, it's huge. Because look, the guy doesn't really need healing. The tank, he can just heal himself the entire time. You don't necessarily need a healer. Healer's a crutch. And then why would you bring an extra like healer when you could bring like an actual full-blown DPS too? You know, yeah, you could bring a healer who could provide some damage, or you could just bring an actual like DPS. It's so backwards, dude. It is so backwards, but it's so hilarious. Another bot should probably melt because now we have a lot more overall damage as a group. You know, I can't stop the Hydra Lance, but I want to make sure that I got myself mobility before the wash away. Oh, it's gonna be bad. Well, he went the wrong way. Not the way I wanted to go. Let's get one of these. I don't like where I'm at. We're gonna wall this just to make sure we got plenty of survivability. So the healer doesn't. Oh, the tank doesn't have to heal us at all. Bane totems, broski, mug as well. Oh yeah, I gotta go get myself Bane totems. I don't have those at all. I would definitely need to go and have to get those at some point. Drop down the healer totem here, just so I can provide more bonus healing. Gonna wait. Knock up. Okay, I'm gonna use this instead. Try not to get knocked here if I can help it. Got one of these. Second one of these. Yeah, look, everybody's alive. As long as we all could dodge mechanics on an 18, we're chilling. And look, the boss died. We do have one of the Desert Warlocks doing like 30k DPS. I'm not really sure, or like 40, I guess. Let's be fair. But that might be just because like mobility and he gets kind of screwed over this fight. But otherwise, like a lot more damage than a healer would do. So I guess it's working out. Yeah. It's actually working out. Oh, this is weird. But that's what they're trying to nerf. Although I guess so one thing I could say, this whole like cheesy mechanic, it's one thing if it's like, oh, it's just like a handful of classes are doing this in like maybe the high end M+, right? Super high end M+ dungeons. It's like it's something you see once in a blue moon, but this is one of those things that can easily become like, oh, everybody else is doing it. It's just part of the meta. It's just a meta strat. It's just actually better to do it like this. Okay, I can just come back. So that I won't really, that you need a dispel for. That I can't really do much about unless you have like a dispel of your own. But all the guy could really do is try to heal us maybe. So there he can't really do much to help us. Okay, I'm gonna die again. Unless I heal. Do I line aside that? Like, can I line aside that? Because I died to that twice. Okay, he's gonna throw that at the guy. I'm gonna try to see if I can help him. Try to heal him a little bit here. I'm sure that guy's trying to heal him too. Throw him another heal. Trying to watch for that guy to see if he does his thing. Hunting gaze, but he's not really doing that fear at all. Unless he got hit with a shield for that. Which he might have. Yeah, he might have. There we go. Evening, what's up, Felipe? Hey to my guy. We just done a 4 DPS run in Jade. How you doing, my man? How are you? Okay, let's just get this thing started here. I'll be on this side as best as I can be. I don't know if that guy needs like a heal or whatever, but we're just gonna do one in either way. There's gonna be some trash bags that are gonna be actually a little bit tough, aren't they? Because there are some trash bags that just explode in AoE. I haven't even thought about those. But like this might sound like this cheesiness, cheesy build, cheesy team composition thing. Like, I think it's fine if it's like some handful of players are doing it at like the top end, because you know you're always gonna have people pushing the limits of what you can do in the game or whatever. But when this becomes like a meta strat, when other people are trying to like replicate this, that's where it can become like a little bit more of a no-no on the Blizzard's end. Because it's like, well, okay, everybody's doing it now. It's just a meta strat. Now you're just taking the healers, and there's no point to healers in end game at all for at least M+. That's probably not ideal. Even though this is kind of fun, just doing it as a 4 DPS. But it's like if a random average group just trying to get their 18s out of the way, weeklies out of the way, is able to do this with no healer. Like, what's the point of healers at all? If like a random group could do it. It's not like an organized group, you know, there's not like organized effort or anything. I guess it would be one thing if it was like, okay, well you need to like to make sure there's coordination. But there's none here. We're just running through a dungeon like normal. Nothing special. 4 DPS, nice stuff. Yeah, first time I've ever done something like this. I've never done a 4 DPS run ever. So this is interesting to me. Let's see if I can get my totem back. But what I'll do is I'll drop down a healer totem here. Yeah, we might as well clear, because there's no way we're going to be able to keep it. Alright, healer totem, then we're gonna go for the other totem. Okay, I actually have a really good go on this thing. I guess it's chaos bolting, but I don't know if he's doing havoc chaos bolting. Might be havoc bolting. Okay, now we definitely want to switch off. Yeah, I definitely want to switch off. And this guy's just gonna blast it on the left. Wait, how did he reset his thing? He definitely reset his aggro there for a second. Or his like threat meter or whatever. Like this thing, intensity. I don't know how you reset it. But he definitely reset it while we were fighting that guy. Okay, we need to like turn around and not hit the guy for a second, I think. No, I guess it's just gonna be one of those. Oh, you're gonna die. You're gonna need something. Hold on, I need to take a buff. Take a debuff. Yeah, okay, here we go. Because he's just taking down damage. Oh, that could have been bad, man. That could have just been a dead tank. I don't know if we would have died after that or not. This guy's movement. Healy totem. That guy just raided. No take necessary. Ah, hold on. I need help. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Now tank is here. Oh, tank, you're gonna die. Oh. Okay, okay. We're gonna give you a heal. Here we go. Here we go. Give you a bit of healing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. He doesn't want to run out there though. Okay, now he's ready. Okay. I think. Oh god. What was I dying to? Okay, we're on back. Jumped into 20 kill last week, need 3 more and I have all in time. Not easy to plug 20s, I've been invited in survival. Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. I think the only easy way to really do it is, and even then it's not really easy, but like the more guaranteed way of like, to at least have a 20 is like to do your 20s. But then you're kind of hoping that you have the 20s that you need for like all of your keys done. But that's a pretty good week to do one at least. Pretty good week for keys. Maybe we should have waited for the tank though. Maybe that's why he kind of hung back because he's like, I'm probably gonna die. That or maybe we need a more cooldowns in order to be able to go in. Try to give these boys a bit of a heal. Here you go, healing totem. I don't really know if that does much for you. This is fun though, chat. I'm actually kind of enjoying this in a weird way. Oh god. Dispel. I am gonna need to be Dispel guy on this one. That's gonna be my main prerogative here. This is actually really fun though. I'm enjoying this a lot. Alrighty. Gotta be extra careful with the dispels. As soon as the guy needs a dispel, I want to be able to help out. Alright, cool. I got you. As long as the, like, I was gonna say as long as the healer got himself, but actually we just got a tank only. Don't really have a healer. I guess he's both. That's one way of looking at it. He's both. Ah, didn't crit. Alright, next pack. Which one are we doing? Are we doing the one right? Okay, we're doing that one. I don't know who's interrupting what, but you're gonna have to be a little careful here.
Watch your step.
Just drop a heal totem. Give this man a bit of a heal. Spell you. Can I hope an earthquake actually gives a knockdown here? Or two. Does he want to do a big pull? I mean, that's gonna be pain. I mean, if we do that, okay, we're doing painful pull. Fantastic. That's gonna be pain. I'm telling you right now, chat. That's gonna be pain right here. That's just gonna hurt. We're all gonna die. Because little ads are dying, like we're just dead ourselves. I mean, maybe the tank lives. Please. Ah. No! Hold on. Maybe he lives. Maybe he lives. Maybe he lives. Okay, he lives. I can dispel him. As long as we get these guys interrupted, we'll be mostly okay. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a rough one. I don't really know how you survived that, honestly. I don't know if I should maybe give a shield to him. What I should have done is I should have won this here, so I could have give him a shield and give myself a shield. That's what I should have went for. Okay, so we have at least something here. We can go for big chain, big AoE, and that's gonna do a lot of damage. It's hoping that I'll live. I'll give myself a have to. Oh, we're fine. Mostly fine. Okay, for this next boss though, I'm definitely gonna have to give him a shield. Because he's gonna need to do a lot of healing. Because as long as none of us get hit by like any of the fires, we're mostly okay. We either get hit by fire or we are okay. That's all we get here. You either get hit by fire or you're okay. So just don't get hit by fire. Found out people do 20 plus the toxic long keys. Yeah, I think I feel like when you're trying to get to the 20s or whatever, when people are climbing their score, I think people can get a little bit toxic as during the climb, you know, while they're climbing the ladder. But once you reach the 20s or whatever, people are just trying to get the weakness out of the way, and a lot of people are usually relaxed in that end, you know, because you already get to 20s, you're chilling, you're fine. Oh, please. Okay, I guess we're pulling. I want to make sure he gets the thing. I need music, please. Here we go. Ow. That's pain. I gotta make sure that he has a healy thing on him at all times, that's all. As long as he's mostly okay with that, like, he'll be fine. And no one else takes damage. That's also important. As long as no one else takes damage, we'll be mostly fine. Mostly. Oh, we lost this. Forgot. Okay, fire. At least the shaman have quite a bit of mobility. Oh my god, we burned through our face really quickly. Like, that just did not even phase us. That is hilarious. And the madman is just taking the breath to the face. He doesn't care. Absolute madman. Absolute mad lad right here. Nice. That wasn't bad at all. Alright, so it's gonna be a little bit tough here, I think. A little bit of a toughie, but I think we'll mostly be okay. Oh, okay, yeah, definitely a toughie. Definitely a bit of a toughie. I gotta spell myself. I guess we're just nuking AoE. Oh, we're gonna die. Unless we just got him CCing everything with his shields, we're probably gonna be in a weird spot. I can't dispel ya. I can't dispel both of us. Dispel that guy though. Blind, fantastic blind. You dispel him. No, I don't have a dispel, so I'm dead. Oh, I got a little confused there. Well, like, what should I be doing next? with my abilities. I got a little flustered, let's just say that. Wait, we're chilling. Oh god, you're just taking so much damage! Okay, you're fine. Woo! Is Vengeance pumping to see you in a long time? Vengeance generally is pretty good, yeah. Vengeance are not terrible. They're not common, but they're not terrible. That is what I can say for certain. Ow. Beautiful. And then 40 to 60k DPS in the key. Yeah, Vengeance can do really well. You want to like freeze one? Probably want to freeze one. Or not? Okay, we're just going. Alright. I got nothing for this, by the way. I don't know if you want to save lust for that part or not. But here we are. I have no healing, by the way. No group-wide healing. But what I can do is I can kind of run these ads towards the tank, and hopefully he can pick them up easily that way. Do 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 do. Use the Drenar Racial, Earth Elemental. No, I don't have Earth Ele. Thought I did. Oh, I'm dead. I guess I do AoE and I do establish aggro very easily, and I tried to cut the ads near the tank, but I guess they didn't get picked up. Honestly, like, we still got plenty of time. We're still doing an 18, which is hilarious. Plus no healer, so I guess kind of makes sense. It's understandable to a degree. Yeah, we should have just like single targeted this thing mostly. Oh god. I think it was the ads that started dying. I think that's what it was like caused me to fall behind there. Okay, I don't know. As long as we have 2 warlocks who have a pet, like an imp pet, we could dispel. Okay, he got an imp pet. I hope he does. Hopefully the other guy does too. As long as these two get imp pets, we might be able to be okay here. Maybe we'll actually live this. Hopefully I get a dispel, or not. Or not. Okay, I did get a dispel. Took a second though. But we did get a dispel. Alright, I don't got a lot here. Got a wall. Hopefully I'll be okay. Ow, 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 wall. Okay. Yeah, this is a little sketchy in this. A little sketchy. I'm just gonna mosey over to this man right here. Give myself a quick clear. Like, this is working, sorta. I definitely feel like I kind of missed out on a less opportunity at some point, though. For some reason, I thought this time walking didn't see 4 minutes side off. Yeah, no. Imagine. Imagine Mythic plus time walking, though. That would be cool. Hopefully I get a dispel. Okay, I got a dispel. Good. Well, the Warlocks got it figured out, it looks like. Where's mine? Here we go. That's me. That's the image of me. If I can focus on that image real quickly, then I could at least help the other guys. We're gonna wall this, or group heal. Not wall. Using the wrong word here every time. Okay, works out. And is dead. Beautiful. How do we do? 72k? I'll take it. Warlock's doing about 50k. I mean, this is to some degree easier without a healer. I'm not gonna lie, this was a little easier. There's a little bit more damage taken, and then like a couple more deaths, but the damage you have is so high. Jeez. Damage is so high, you could just keep going to the next pack and the next pack and the next pack and the next pack. My goodness, man. That's actually was kind of fun. That was weird, but kind of fun. Just an 18 done for the week, boys. No biggie. 16 the other night, a Brewmaster that outdid everyone overall in DPS. Yeah, I mean, a Brewmaster can do really well in DPS. They do a lot of damage, if anything. Like, Brewmaster doesn't have a lot of survivability, but definitely got a lot of damage. Alrighty, next one. Brewmaster has a lot of damage behind it, like cooldowns-wise, it's a lot. Right, and the damage, like, the way they kind of prioritize the playstyle in particular, they're really good for AoE damage. Like, they're probably one of the best ones for AoE damage. Like, really, really solid AoE damage. I mean, just the raw sheer amount of cooldowns to bring, just to do more damn. It's actually insane. 16 the other night? Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that a 4 DPS comps are a thing with Prop Pala. I mean, the guy did a lot of healing too, didn't he? Like, he did 30k DPS. He did 34k HPS. I mean, Seal of Clarity healed us a ton. Light of the Titans considered reprieve to heal him. And he healed us for like what? He crit somebody for he crit on somebody for 482,000. I guess himself maybe. But he definitely crit for a ton. You know? And like if people are doing this on 28s, like an 18 is nothing. 10 that levels less than that, that's nothing. It's like oh man. 4 DPS 1 tank in the past, Blood DK, Prop Valley. Okay, Prop Valley, Blood DK and Legion was a thing. Because you had that big leech buff where the more damage you do, the more healing you do. Plus you had Demon Hunters who were self-sustainable, Affliction Warlocks who were self-sustainable, Rogues with a Leech and Poison were pretty self-sustainable. And there's another one more class, I think Boomkin that he played, that could go Bear Form, Friends of Regen and just re-heal. How you doing, Plus? What's up? What's up, dude? We just did a 4 DPS, 1 Prop Pally, 18 TJs. It was so good. It was weird. It definitely felt like you had to really like try harder to do everything. Like I had to be extra on the spells. I had to make sure I'm dropping down whatever my ancestral guidance is. I dropped down the healing stream totem a couple of times. That was actually a decent bit of healing. You know, I had to go for a cast a couple of times. Like I had to be a little more careful mechanically. But like, yeah, I could just get a DPS. Yeah, they're nerfing that tomorrow. So this is the last day to do it. Or I guess for you guys on the EU, that's nerfing on Wednesdays. For you guys got an extra day to get it done. But yeah, they're nerfing that for us. The protection paladin, like group healing, not going to be as good because the guy literally heals us. Like he got 30k healing, he can crit on somebody for 882,000. Like his crits on average are about 132. He's normally heals about 120 non-crits. So like he heals definitely a bunch. But then whatever we provide, like in terms of off healing or like spastic survivability with warlocks. Or Beastmaster, I guess he got a little bit of survivability too, but he can always just stay at range, line of sight mobs, you know, whatever he got going on. It works, it's not bad at all. Again, like if people doing this on 28s, doing this on 18 is nothing. Actually easy. Prop Warrior is always my favorite saying, take the damage of BS. Dude, yeah, Tom, I agree with that. Prop Warrior, I'm so glad the Prop Warrior is in a good spot right now where they're just like sturdy, they're just good. You know, they don't have to worry about like survivability or whatever for the most part. I love that. It's so good. Can you show the spec? Yeah, I can show you the build that I played. I just had to do like a bit of a hybridized or a little bit like a changed up version of what I usually do. Just a little bit more self-reliable version. Where I had to pick up the chain heal to pick up the earth shield. But I probably should have picked up the earth shield talent and where I could put earth shield on myself and the tank. I probably should have done that. Because that would have been probably like helpful overall. But that's the build that I went with. I got swapped out of Brimming with Life and Plains Traveler in order to be able to pick up these two. But for the most part, that's the build that I ran. Just Chain Lightning build. Necrobanner was awesome. Necrobanner was really cool, man. Yeah, I was wondering if they would bring back like a banner gameplay. And they were going to bring Skull Banner. And they were like, alright, Skull Banner is too much. Skull Banner is too much. Too much group utility. Warriors are already good enough. And the Warriors are a lot better than we're going to sell. Like the amount of challenge you've gotten and like how much group support you can bring and the utility you bring now is actually fantastic. All right, so I think I want to go back to Papa, move that. But yeah, that's more or less the build that I played. Dalaran, what's up, man? Never been in the stream for a while. Recently I got T-boned and survival of the driver at fault. So yeah, it's unfortunate to hear that B-dub. I've had that happen to me before, man. Yeah, when I got T-bone and the other driver's at fault. I have a green light. He rams on the side. Car is totaled. Like, you look at the outside of the car, it looks like they should have crushed a leg or ripped off a leg, honestly. But it looks so much worse on the outside than it was on the inside. But it's crazy. I'm sorry to hear about that, my guy. Get as much rest as you need to, my dude. Also, I don't know if you know, like, a local chiropractor or not. Some people don't believe in chiropractic, and that's fine. Like, it's totally... Whatever's your view on it. But, like, if you can... Like, I know a local chiropractor, and I go to him for like a couple adjustments here and there, and he doesn't charge all that much, you know what I mean? Like, we know him pretty well. And after the accident, like, what happened with my spine is, like, in the neck in particular, the spine's supposed to go, like, up, right? Mine went, like, up and a little bit like an S here, like a little bump in the spine. So it's like you have in the neck, perfect line, but instead it's like a line, a little bumpity to the side and up. Long term, that's not good. Long term, that's not good. Working two time off an accident, I'm injured. Oh no, man. I was working 2 time off, accident, I'm injured. Ah, man, that's unfortunate. That was Boom. What's up, Boom? How you doing, my guy? I hope you have a good one. But yeah, beat up. I'm sorry to hear that, my man. If you can, like, make after an accident like that, like, it might not be a bad idea, like, if you know, like, a chiropractor, someone local or someone whatever, like, maybe, like, just kind of, like, do, I guess an x-ray, or something, just to make sure you're all good, right? Because, like, if you don't take care of those things, you could have, like, pains for, like, a good long while. Because remember, like, what? My mom, for example, she messed up her spine or something way long ago. It was really difficult for her to move. We saw the chiropractor, and he took like an x-ray, and they saw there was like some really weird thing to the spine. They had to go through a couple of weeks of corrections, and I mean, a lot better. It makes a world of difference. I know some people are like, oh, because when you see chiropractor, just like it feels like just cracking different parts of your body and whatnot. So I totally get it. Like, some people think it's just like a not super serious or whatever, but I mean, I'm pretty sure any medical professional will tell you, like, your spine is supposed to be straight. It's not supposed to have a little bumpity bump in there. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Best of Rise was 39. Hey, you guys are getting there, man. If you guys see P3, she's dead. Literally. That's all it takes. 39 with people dead. Second shield. Yeah, you can have people. Yeah. Can links log later? Yeah, go for it if you want to. But yeah, you want to make sure nobody's dead for that. If you can make sure everybody's alive for P3, she dies, dude. Bird's cooked. Easy. What's up, Timmy Item Man? What's the style of the new raid, Dal? What does it mean to have, by what I mean, does it have an interesting environment? Yes, it does, actually. I like the new raid a lot. I don't know if I recorded a lot of my past runs, because we did Friday we went and did a bunch of these fights with the guild. I want to see if I have any footage from that. I mean, I'm probably somewhere. I'm kind of prepping my PC for, like, a new PC. Should be coming in sometime soonish, hopefully. We're gonna find, like, the newest. Was it 8? We did a raid Friday, Saturday, so it'll be on the 7th. Try to see if I can find some footage from the 7th. For some of these fights, just so I can show you the environment. Is this it? Oh, there's one of the fights, but, like, I don't really know if I can really show you the environment. But, like, tell me I have something a little bit better than this. 7th. What about this? No. Yeah, so I don't really have a lot of footage to show, like, the environment of the raid. I mean, it looks really cool. Like, the raid itself is fantastic. I like a lot of the boss fights. I don't think this is a clip that shows, like, anything like the environment, because, like, the actual, like, Aberrus, it does give you, like, a lot of, like, Blackwing Lair vibes. Very much a Blackwing Lair, but more like, well, actually, Blackwing Lair, just a different type of Blackwing Lair. I was gonna say more futuristic, more alchemical, but really the old school Blackwing, like the Cataclysm version in particular. Blackwing Descent, I don't even, but you know which one I mean, like the Blackwing Lair Cataclysm version. Yeah, So it has a very, very similar environment to it. Like there's a big pit of lava, there's a dragon swimming in the lava, there's the alchemy labs everywhere, there's a big old what looks like a titan, but like a messed up looking titan construct in a massive jar, and there's a couple of these jars with like something horrific inside of them or whatever, experiments and whatnot. I mean, they did a really, really good job. It also is full of ads, it's full of mobs. And that's not fantastic. I don't like it to be full of this many mods, but the rest of it looks so good. It really does give you like the whole Neltharion like lair, Neltharion's like evil lab or whatever kind of feel about it. And this is where we go in to just jump off so we can have another go at the fight. And I think we did it again. But like here, I guess it gives you like a little bit of a preview, right? This is like the entrance where you spawn in. And behind the grate is like where the rest of it would be. Again, I wish I recorded like more of what the environment looks like. But just trust me when I say this. Down there's a pit of lava with big chains going down there. And I think you gotta walk down the chains, but they didn't work at the time when we tried to do it. I think it was supposed to be doors because the boss wasn't technically enabled. But there's chains that you're supposed to, I think, walk down. And down there's a big pit of lava with one platform and a big old 3-headed hydra just swimming across it. It looks badass. Everybody enjoyed that. And it's just a bunch of mobs and like, man, I wish I recorded like the full environment. I just decided to record like last 3 minutes after we did a poll, just so I could have some kind of footage for like B-roll or whatever. Oh, wrong screen. But yeah, it looks awesome. If you want to take my word, don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. But it is really good. It looks really, really awesome. I like it a lot. I think it looks fantastic. More WoW news. Overwatch. Give me some World of Warcraft stuff. It said, I worked at local Domino's and dropped off my delivery card stopped the sign, but decided to speed up. I didn't mean exactly what Mike was in front of it. That is unfortunate to hear, my guy. That sounds about like what happened to me, except I had a green light, they had a red light, and they were like, I don't want to stop. For whatever reason. I think they were trying to speed somewhere, and I thought, oh, maybe I can zoom past this guy, even though I have a full red. Maybe I can just zoom past him really, really quickly. No. Didn't even see him from left hand side. Didn't even know he was there. We were just driving. Everything was normal. We got a green. Okay, starting to drive. Oh, now spinning. Just went spinning. It just went from like normal to just like big hit. Shockwave. You're just moving. And you're like, oh, okay. I guess we're just... It was wild, dude. I'm sorry to hear the beat up. Hope you recover pretty quick, man. Take whatever time you need to. It's not going to be fast. It's not going to be quick. Just, you know what I mean? Take it easy. The easier you take, the better it's going to be. Any suggestions on race for Monk? You could go one of the newer ones like Goblin, Worgen, or Lightforge if you feel like the looks of those. But for looks, for Monks, I think most of the times people play... The brain goes like this. Exactly. Lava over. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I like the new raid though. But yeah, Monk race. Orc is good. I think like Valpera, nice Monk race. So Valpera, I don't know. I talked to my guild. It's like Valpera technically as a tank, not a bad choice. Nose for Trouble is good value, but Nose for Trouble is only good for like that very first hit at the very start of a pull. So like Mythic bosses, I think can have value, but I think a Dwarf is still better. Just having like dedicated on-use defensive, I think is stronger because situationally you can use it in different situations. Nose for Trouble is a nice passive. Usually tanks take the biggest amount of damage at the very beginning because they usually need to get in, get their bearings, then start using mitigation abilities. Being able to reduce that very first hit helps. Definitely. It definitely helps. But like, I don't know. It's good on paper, but like my guild is like, I think having a cooldown is probably a lot stronger. I don't know. Exile starting therapy soon. First accident ever turned 23 this month. Physical therapy. Man, that is unfortunate. I hope you feel better, my guy. I really do hope you feel better. It's one of those things where you gotta take some, it's gonna take time. I've been there. It's gonna take time, and there's not a lot you can do about it. So just take it easy on yourself too. You know what I mean? As best you can. I think Hamantor is the most aesthetic, but it has more dash. That's true. Hamantor is actually pretty good. They have versatility, which is great for all 3 specs, I think. Used to be versatility good for all 3 specs. I don't know how it is now. I think maybe crit is getting a lot better for all of them. Or haste from mist weavers maybe even, because they do fist weaving. So haste gives you more kicks and punches. Maybe up to a certain point. I don't know. But yeah, generally Hamantor is not that bad, because monks have a lot of mobility. But when you give class even more mobility, they generally do better. Like, remember Night Fate? Remember how Major said Night Fate? You blink, blink, Night Fate, blink? More mobility on the class is almost never a bad thing. Almost never a bad thing. So, yeah, that's how I feel. Push as much as they can without reinjuring yourself. Exactly, exactly, exactly. I would even say trying to push yourself too hard, as I guess I would say it. You know? That's therapy. Exactly. Yo, chat, what do we do next, man? I want to play Evoker. I want to get on Evoker real key. I want to play Priest too. I know Priest is getting a bit of a buff in a bit. But I want to kind of give my Priest a try. Get them a weekly out of the way. What else we got, chat? We could do the Warrior. We could do tanking on the Warrior. That would be really easy. Demon Hunter. Maybe we just got a tank out of the way. Chat, give me some class ideas, man. Or do we just do a big old rogue key, man? Just a real kill on a rogue. Just absolutely go and slam it out as maybe like sub or something. What do you guys think? Or Outlaw. It's just sub is really good in AoE. Like pure pad. Although, technically sub can do funnel. And people are like, Guild is always talking about like, oh, sub you should play ethically. But then I talked to a buddy of mine who's been playing rogue forever and ever and ever and ever. And it was like, oh, I was like, so why is sub good? It's like, I just pad. You just AoE everything. Like, yeah, you can do ethical, but like, you don't really do ethical anymore. You don't really get benefits from it. 25 on rogue, let's go. I don't think I've ever done a 25 or anything like that on the rogue. Although I should push. Like, it's... Season is basically over, so I'm kind of like over with it too. But I really should spend time pushing, shouldn't I? Rogue sounds good. Let's get the rogue out of the way. Because I haven't done a Q on this guy. Outlaw or sub, boys? Which one would you guys rather see, man? Which one would you rather see? Because I want to get my weakness out of the way anyway. I keep getting the complete series Serene Dreamspar storyline every time I log on. Am I the only one? Oh, 8,000 gold. I'll take it. I recently found some bunch of treasures with the what are they called? The expedition, and I've been able to make these ruby onyx like gemmed whelplings. That's sold for quite a bit. Some could give some a go. Recently, I've been healing a crushed radial nerve on my left arm. Wearing a brace now, so I can find a type in game I like. So now I can find the type in game like normal. But it's been months, and Doc said it will be half a year. Damn, man. Damn. Well, at least you're getting there, right? At least you make it through some progression. That's what's important, yeah. A little bit goes along the way, and you can go back to at least, you know, at least you can game. At least you can kind of start feeling a little bit more normal. Or back to where you were. Is a better way to put it. Let's see. What are the talents that people run? Okay, do I have the right build? I guess is the question. It is the... that seems okay. That. Yeah, that's beautiful. Alright, so we got this. I do have Shadow Focus, but that's a raid build. Oh. Probably be playing fleet-footed over the Iron Stomach. I guess I could do that. And then we got none of this. Got this. This. Oh, Cloak and Shadow. I guess for the shield. I guess it could be good. Yeah, I'll give that a go. That seems like a better choice. A defensive, like a proper defensive for you to use once in a while. Is it only from vanishes? Yeah, only vanishes. Okay, that'll work. Alrighty, boys. I think we got the build that we need. Let's see if we can get a real key done real quick. Maybe we can even set up for like a 21. Because I have all 20s, but I do want to get at least a weekly out of the way because we did raid this week. So at least I have 2 vault slots. I really do need to do more dungeon slots though, because the only thing that's going to be an upgrade from the raid now, or from my character at all, is a fatty weapon for like Outlaw. 421 weapon would be amazing. I kind of want to do a big key too. Like, I know I could do a court, but like a big key where I could do big AoE. Decurse. Not a decurse class. Sorry, friend. It's another big key. Halls is not really that of a... I mean, it's a decent key. Like, it's a good key, but it's not really like a big key where you do big AoE. Let's try this. No could. Depending on how tanks pull, no could. Big AoE. Alright, we got an algae, boys. Do a big key is better. Yeah, I want to try to do a big key, but I want to do like a big key with big AoE is what I mean by big key. I guess it should have been a little bit more specific, right? When I say big key, I mean like a big AoE key. Or like a real key. I probably would push some like a SBG or like a court. Like if I really wanted like a really big key that's super easy. Do a big key. Maybe I should have went for like a 22, 23 or something. I don't know if I would get invited though, but maybe. But we'll do this one. Like, I maybe could push the 3K before the season's over. Yeah, chat? But do I wanna? Hi. Welcome, sorry? Are they gonna say sorry and then boot me? Or is it like, welcome, sorry, didn't say welcome? I guess it depends what they mean by that. We'll see. Maybe I'll get booted. What kind of a key they got? What kind of gear they got? Monk tank and sham healer. I mean... Monk tanks are really not that bad. Like, I played with monk tanks before. He doesn't have the best stuff, but like decent stuff. I don't know if is this trick abyss? This trick might be actually abyss. Battle scarred scale. He got an unolith, so like, and he's got a shieldy build too. Actually, you got a big shield build, Indomitable Stone and Frost Stone and Bloodstone. So he's got like a tanky setup. Can't be that bad, right? How bad could it be? Monks in general, or shamans in general, also really good too. Rit, Feather. I feel like this guy's an Ellie main mostly. Or maybe it splits time between both. But yeah. I mean, yeah, I think this guy's mostly... Crit Versa is... I want to say he's an Ellie main because of the crit, but like maybe Crit versus which one is a healer. I don't know. But they'll be fine. Monks are really not that bad. Or at least monks. A lot of people perceive monks a lot worse than they really are. Resto shamans in particular have gotten a lot better too. Like, it used to be all about them invokers and druids, but nowadays Resto shaman can actually compete with the big boys. Or it generally can. At least. You can generally do a lot better. Monk sucks when they're starting out and look at +5s and stuff. Monk sucks when you start keys like they do much more gear. Yeah, Monk definitely is a little bit more gear dependent than every other one. Is this name Poopist? Actually Poopist. What a name, man. Look at this name. What a good name, dude. What a good name. We got a druid. Is that a feral or is that a boomy? Probably boomy, right? Feral. Oh, interesting. Feral druid, sub rogue, monk. I mean, I would say feral is off meta, but they've gotten a lot better. I want Dragon was my first flying mount. Dragon riding? Yeah, dude. Dragon riding is so good though. What about rogues? What's up, player? Hi to my man. What about rogues in new patch? What about rogues in new patch? Are they getting buffed up? Nope. In tomorrow? Nope, no buffs tomorrow. Only classes that are getting buffed tomorrow are going to be bear druids together with disc priests, as well as holy priests for damage. Good to do well in Mythic Plus dungeons. Have a minute, have a friend coming. Okay, cool. We got a Onomas. We got a friend joining in as well. I'm cool with that. Looks geared dumb. Yeah, he looks plenty geared. Probably just trying to get some score. What a quirky name. Who would do that? Exactly, right? Oh, man. Oh, man. But player, yeah. So bear druids are getting buffed up tomorrow. They're... Boomies are technically getting buffed up on single target as well. Just for PvE. Priest are getting a little bit more AoE damage to Holy Nova, which nobody plays. Disc Priest are getting a little bit more mana cost reductions. Thank God, God bless. They needed that. And damage buffs for Holy. I'm actually excited to try Holy tomorrow. Holy's getting buffed up tomorrow, and I'm very, 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 very excited to see what they're gonna do. I want to try to play like a full damage Holy build if I can. Like, can this thing do actual damies? Because generally the healing is good for it. But then also this is gonna. Oh man, I kind of want to play. I don't know which one I should play, chat. Should I play tomorrow? Should we do Holy or Disc, man? Because I don't want to play Holy Nova. I want to try the new Holy Nova and all the Holy Nova talents. But like, 15% more damn. Oh, that guy left. 15% more damn on Holy Fire and 30% on Smite or something like that. It's some insane number. Disc Priest, we'll see tomorrow. But I'll be down to do either one. Yeah, Disc Priest is getting buffed up too. Shield, Renew, 25% more healing and absorb. Mana cost reductions all across the board, so you should be plenty good on mana. Holy Nova buff, which is going to benefit Holy Priest, Disc Priest as well. Yeah. What else is getting buffed up tomorrow? Holy Death Knight. Unholy DK is the other one that's getting buffed up tomorrow. Unholy DK should be really good. So with Unholy, they got what do they got? They got with Unholy they got we got a ret. Hell yeah. With Unholy we got, what am I trying to think of? More damage on your army, more damage on your main ghoul summon, more damage on your Scourge Strike, Death Coil, and the Execute. And then like a slight change to your Gargoyle where it does more damage but casts a little slower, so it's like a wash, but it plays better into haste stat. So like when you get a big PI, your Gargoyle does not miss its cast. So overall a good buff. I want to see if they're going to do the Execute buff. Wait, what's Unholy get buffed? Other people sitting top 5 on boss fights. What's Unholy? So Unholy isn't always top tier on a lot of the bosses, but let me go through it. Let me go through it with you, because we have the logs from like this week on where Unholy's at right now. We're gonna take a look, let's say, at their statistics, how they're doing statistically for every single boss. And we'll go ethical for the 95th percentile. So like this is the class breakdown for the raid right now. Unholy is generally on the lower end because they're not really AoE heavy. But they're okay in single target. But even then, wait, is Unholy in not MDI right now? It is an MDI, but they're buffing their single target if you look at their ability damage. They're mostly buffing their single target output. Red Pal is good, Demonologics are good, Frost DK is alright, Sub Rogue is alright. But we got it says all bosses. Aeronog, this is where Frost DK is really dominating with Fire and Demonology. Unholy's kind of okay-ish. Teros, where Unholy should be really, really good. It's actually really close to Frost. Surprisingly close to Frost. Then you got Perma Council, which is a big AoE fight, all Frost DK with that breath build. Then we got Center Wrath, which is mostly single target with some cleave. Unholy's better fight. But Frost is super close to them. Super, super close. It could be interchangeable, honestly. Dathia, a little bit of AoE, mostly single target. Frost is a lot better in that encounter. Then you got Kurog, 2-target cleave for the most part. Frost, that's your prime spot. Unless you want boss damage, then Unholy does a little bit better. But even then, I feel like boss damage, yeah, Unholy is a little bit better at boss damage. But the ad does need to die. Ads are kind of important in this fight too. Then you got Razagath, Razipoo. Kind of close, but like you can see that Unholy is a little bit behind Frost, and I think what they're just trying to do is they're trying to buff up Unholy, so it's not super behind Frost, and it's going to be a little bit closer to Frost. I think that's all they're trying to do. I think that's all they're doing. You know? But like, I welcome the buffs because I would love to give Unholy another go. I think it's good. Plus, Unholy, it's a weird spec because right now, like the tiers that it's getting in 10-1. Some people have said it looks kind of good, but it's also just mastery. And mastery for them, I think, as a stat has been depreciated at some point in the expansions. Like where mastery is not their best primary stat or best secondary stat, most important stat. Where like haste is better, crit to some degree can be better, mastery is okay. But like the mastery just like encompasses pets, shadow damage, but because it's so potent, they have to reduce how much mastery gain per point. A mastery, like you have to put a lot of points to get 1% of mastery increase. You know what I mean? So it might be one of those things. Those aren't the CKs are playing bloody PvP, bro. Yeah, for real. I guess it gives a stupid tune. Oh, DK specs needed above. They suck at PvP or won't play in trash DKs. I don't put up the best fight, I think. Frost in particular can do well, I think, with the new change they've done. But yeah, I think right now, I think Death Hits are looking a lot better for 10-1 maybe, but as of right now, yeah, it's a little... We'll see. I am really excited about the dragon thing that they got going on next build. Hope you're having a good day. What's up, Adam? I'm doing fantastic, man. How about you? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, getting my weakness out of the way, man. 2Y. These guys just said, damn dog, got some 8 Mythic. Thank you, Shaboing. Appreciate ya. Oh, man. I've actually had a couple of people like recognize that I've gotten the 8 out of 8 Mythic. A couple, more than one player now. They're just like, oh, Rats. What is the title you get for killing Raz over Mythic anyway? Anybody know? Because I know every boss is like a title. I don't even remember what Raz's title was. Is it like Dungeons and Raids, right? And raid fights? Dragonflight? Storm Eater. Ah, that's pretty cool, actually. That's not bad. The Storm Eater. Got off work. Hopping on WoW? Hell yeah, my guy. Never been in a guild that actually Mythic Prog that pugged in a cell. Didn't run as regrets. Yeah, well, Prog is fun. IMO. Pugging is just not the same. Beautiful DKs in my enhancement shop most of the time. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, they are getting a lot better PvP talents though too though, B-Dub. Like the PvP talent where you can AMS another ally or and have a shorter cooldown. That could be interesting. Then dash strike to reduce the damage taken. That's also interesting. I like that a lot. My parses aren't that good. It's like, I bet you do some damage up in raids and keys. Like, my parses are not that great. 4 hours of wiping Dathia. Damn, could you bust my ass down? Really pay, my man. I'd love to, dude, if I could. I'd love to. I don't think in a guild we've ever like brought on like, hey, I just want to bring a friend who's trying to get this boss. Let's just get him to kill guys. You know what I mean? I don't think it's like anybody's ever brought that in the guild. Brought anybody up like that. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I would love to be able to help you. That thing isn't too bad. It's a lot of coordination though. For out of all the fights, some fights have a bit of coordination, but that one is definitely a coordination fight. Like the way you gotta drop in the storms to get the ads and the timing for it and everything, there's definitely a, like, it definitely takes time to figure it out. For sure. Bucket from 0 mythics to +20 is a journey as a tank. Oh yeah. From 0 to 20 is a tank. It also depends on the tank. Like if you're a prop warrior or prop paladin, you're doing it on easy mode. Not only is your classic fantastic for dungeons, but also like really solid for dungeons. You're not dying ever, but also like you're meta, so everybody's gonna be like, oh, get that guy, get him. You know what I mean? They see a prop warrior, they're like, oh, I get it easy, because prop warriors are still really good. They're still really good. You know, paladin is where it's at now, but prop warrior is still solid. But if you're like a bear or a vengeance or a brewmaster, early on I feel like you have a pretty easy time, because it's like, well, it's a tank in the one end, so might as well. But as you're pushing to all 20s, we could bring a Vengeance Demon Hunter, or we could just bring a warrior, and we know he's not gonna fall over to anything at all. He just needs to. Does the man have a pulse? Yes? Okay, he's not gonna die in this dungeon. That's literally just how easy a protection ward is compared to some of the other tanks out there. Do you have a pulse? Yes. Can you press shield slam and shield block once in a while? Yes, you're fine. You're in trouble? Slam your hand on the keyboard. There's a good chance you're gonna hit a defensive. That's it. That easy. Ah man, what do I pick up for a second for my secondary buff, boys? Mastery? Do we go mastery for damn, or do we go versa just to be ethical? I'm thinking mastery, man. Ah man. I gotta go mastery. Just headbutt the keyboard. Exactly. Just headbutt the keyboard. There's a good chance you'll hit on the defensive. We throw in the skills and healing do damage. Yeah. Guard is more fun than prod. To some degree, I agree. Protection is easy. Guardian is a lot of fun though. Not gonna lie. Guardian is actually a lot of fun. I like Guardian a ton. Okay, I definitely need to do a lot better damage wise here. I feel like I should have went for the Stormy Trinket, right? Ah, we'll do a single target. It's whatever. It's whatever. Give myself a shield. Like I've ever done a shield thing. This build. Did we get a Feral or we got a Boomkin? I really should have went for A with Trinket though. That would have been nuts at AoE. But I think at this point, like swapping it out, I just have to run out to the port. Don't want to do it. Nothing feels better than swiping everything. True. It's just, I wish swipes and like thrashes just did more initial damage. I feel like that's all you would need for the spec. It's just a little bit more initial damage. And like it would feel perfect. That's all it needs. That's all it needs. It's just initial, just a little bit more initial damage so you can pick up aggro with it easier. That's all we need. I mean, the tier set looks really, really good, so maybe that'll be enough. The tier set in next patch looks really insane. I like it a lot. It's solid tier set. But I am hoping that maybe they'll give them like a little bit more, just a little bit more in upfront damage with the swipes. Or more upfront damage with thrash and just so maybe there's like a smaller bleed. Just so they can pick up aggro much easier, you know, that's all they need. Is just pick up aggro at the beginning. That's all they need. Just want to be able to pick up aggro from the get-go. Swipe, aggro, good. Your allies aren't dying. Great. You know. I don't know. I do hope they'll like continue to like monitor them. Because I kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of started to miss the days of like where Bear just was to go in and you would thrash spam with the in-card and you were just unkillable. Remember those back days in SL? Because they did have bears in a good spot. During SL, bears were just unkillable. They had those days, like whatever happened to those, you know? The good bear days, man. Because like every other tank is really strong, so like why not make them also strong? 30% increase in mastery? It's a good increase, you know, it's a good increase. It's a solid change. I'm just hoping it'll be good like long term. Because I miss bears being like relevant. You know? That's all. It's like they're fun. Like the offensive playstyle they have and how hybrid it is right now. I want them to be, you know that one playstyle where they can use regrowth, instacast from bear form? I want that to be the meta build. Imagine, they'll basically be paladins with their Word of Glories, right? Well, Word of Glories do a ton of damage. They're literally paladins in that regard. How good would that be? Could maybe stun that. I want to go for what do you call it? I want to go for a Grief Torch, but I don't really know like if it's worth Grief Torching anything here. Yeah, it's just not really worth. I'm just gonna save it for the boss, I think. It's accurate 20 seconds. They have to quit. Yeah. Gonna make a drill called bring it. Packer. I know, dude. I did like when bears were good, man. One day they're gonna bring it back. Bring Yogi back, man. Bring Yogi back. Actually, I would even be okay with it. Maybe made like Vengeance Demon Hunter a little bit more sturdy too, because Vengeance was pretty sturdy back in SL as well. It just also had a lot more snap aggro. Like, they identified like where the one tanks should be, like Protection Warrior should be like baseline, and all the other tanks should be brought up to them, but have like their own utility. How good would that be? And just add some more healing checks into dungeons for healers to deal with. Actually, I don't even know. Would they be able to add healing checks into dungeons super well? I don't know. Because only recently they had like what, the healers getting replaced. And M plus basically. So I don't really know if they would go for it anymore. Would they go more heal checks though? Like I just wasn't sure if they wanted me to pick up more or not. Wasn't gonna if I didn't to. That's so nice of the tank, in case he wants to do it. Or Pally, I guess. I may have enough energy. I do. Barely enough. My energy's so bad right now. Go flying for a second. Thought I had a shot us up there. Yeah, my damage of this boss kind of sucked, honestly. Yeah, it was pretty terrible. Are we skipping anything? Are we shrouding anything, or just pulling? Because sometimes these groups do shroud. Do we just shroud this? I'm gonna hang back. I want to see what they want to do. Do they just want to go in? We're just going in. Alright, cool. Some groups do it a little bit differently. They want to kind of screw them over by going in too early. Now, do you know if you could hide PvP rating because people look up on that being toxic? You can't really hide PvP rating now. There isn't like a way to disable it. So if somebody's like harassing a bunch of rating, like I would just block him, man. I would just block him. But no, at the moment there really isn't a way to hide the rating. It's kind of like public. Like even on like Battle Blizzard website. Is somebody bothering you though about rating my guy? I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna go burn the ad here a bit. Rating harassment. Do people do that? Hopefully that's not common. But imagine like somebody's petty or whatever, and it's like, ha, look at you. Look at your rating. The weeb. Hope nobody's bothering you boys though. You guys are not dweebs. You guys are all beautiful, okay? All of you. Oh. Extra targets. Oh, wonderful. Well, eventually the bird should go down, yeah? Yeah! Yeah, sub in AoE is just ridiculously strong, man. It's just like, it's a whole nother layer. Whole nother level. I keep using Secret Technique at the worst time. Or not Secret Technique, but Shuriken Storm. I usually use Shuriken Storm and then press my energy abilities. Instead I'm just like using energy, then spamming it with Shuriken immediately. Wanna pull both? Oh, that's alright. Makes sense. Thanks, guys. Keep up. I love the streams. Hey, I'm glad you like it, man. I'm glad you enjoy the streams, my guy. Always happy to have you here. People are toxic and solo shuffle. Yeah, people can be. People are just trying to compete and trying to get the score before the season is over, before the class nerfs are on the horizon literally tomorrow. So it's probably one of those. But I think that's like that with what, every other game? Just don't listen to that, man. Don't listen to it. Honestly, you can't really control if people are gonna be toxic to you or not. So try to ignore it best you can. That's all you can really do. Some things we can control and some things we can't. We're gonna wait. Great post 24/7. I'll try. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. I didn't realize that would cheat death me. I thought it'd be okay, but that is a lot of damage, I guess. That is 45. It is 40. I'm just hoping I could just stay hid. Alrighty. Wow. Wait, no shadow step? Ah, how many shadow steps do I have? One? Oh my god. Is there a way for me to give up like some... I want to pick up a second shadow step really badly. Not having 2 steps as a rogue, it feels awful, by the way. It's just like such a nice quality of life thing. I know you don't really need 2 steps, but like it's just such a quality of life change that just like I like it too much. I like it way too much. Yeah, I couldn't really have a big go on these birds with the boomkin, but it's okay. They don't play they don't play a guild solo shuffle. Wait, play a guild solo shuffle? Oh, that'd be kind of fun. Doing a guild solo shuffle. That actually sounds like that'd be really fun. A solo shuffle with homies. That'd be cool as hell. What do you guys think about solo shuffle? Do you like it? Or do you think it was a bad idea for Blizzard to add it? Because I feel like for the most part, like being able to just jump into arena has been good, but now I hear people that complain about solo. I don't know if it's just like because of the environment that solo created or what. But it's just like people are just complaining because like they maybe had an off night, they played solo, and they just lost a bunch of rating and then they're like salty about it. They're like, man, solo sucks. But it's just like they just lost rating and they just are not happy about it. So they just take it out of solo. How do you guys feel about solo? Just found out 3 is just LFR edition. Yeah, it's kind of like 3 is about LFR edition in a way. I could see it. I probably shouldn't have used all that on these birds. But it's okay. Is a great time waster? Yeah. Hey LD, I did something stupid. I don't know how to fix it. How can you fix the settings when you can damage and healing popping? No details. Not details. So like pop damage numbers? Like you're not seeing damage numbers? Okay, I actually have had somebody ask me about that issue before. Let me look it up in a second. There might be a command you can type up. Once you kill birds. Wow, can't see damage numbers. Floating combat text. Missing floating combat text. Damage. Try typing this into the chat. Just open up the game chat, /console floating combat text, combat damage 1, and see if that works. See if that fixes it. And then come back to me if it worked. Probably get an add-on to hit it. Maybe, but that shouldn't hide it. That's like from a Blizzard forum post. Or support page. Maybe that'll help. Gonna check now. That'll probably work. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. If that doesn't work, then maybe we can look into another command. I think I'm gonna hold my trinket for when the boss goes like immune. Am I gonna need to... I could probably vanish this next one, honestly. Yeah, I'll probably vanish this next bird thing. Just so I can get a shield. Oh, that's a nice shield, actually. My health didn't feel like it went anywhere. It's kind of nice. Are we doing it? Are we dropping it? I think just dropped it. Yeah, I probably used it a little early. Yeah, I did use it a little early. I used my trick in there a little too quick. Oh god. It's okay, we can still do damage. Sorta. The damage feels atrocious. Interface combat options, might have been it. Peace out, Dal. Thanks so much for coming by, B-Dub. Hope you feel better, my man. Keep us up to date with what's going on with you, yeah? Thank you so much, my guy, for popping in. Appreciate ya. Always welcome. Yeah, my damage feels atrocious. Ugh. Single target feels really, really, really low. And the mastery buff is like, what, 500? I feel like I need more mastery. I mean, versatility is technically better for M+, because it's like survivability, and versatility and mastery are both really, really close. But I don't know, man. If you're ever feeling useless and empty, simply remember Blizzard created the most beautiful city in the entire game and lived together in Dust Suramar. Yeah, I've heard that more than once now, actually, Timmy. I've heard that statement more than once. Oh, God. More than once now. People saying that, man, I remember Suramar. Most beautiful. Gathering dust. That's not the first time I've heard that. I was actually talking to Kren about it the other day. You know what I'm hoping for? This is what I told Kren. And maybe this is a big pipe dream, but you know what? I'm all about pipe dreams. What if they do, you know how Dalaran, right? Legion Dalaran or Wrath Dalaran, for example, they initially moved Dalaran to a different space. What if they do that again for Suramar? They move Suramar. They use a translocation spell of some sort in like the next expansion, and that'll be our capital city. Or something along those lines. Or maybe like, I don't know, yeah, move Suramar. And we could get Suramar as the capital city. Do a flashback? Maybe like a flashback? Possibly. But I was just thinking like, just give us an excuse to use Suramar as the capital city. And you wouldn't really do that. I don't think they would really do an excuse just willy-nilly. But either way, to like move Suramar, or I guess, yeah, if they did like a flashback where we go back in time or something. But then again, deal with some timey-wimey stuff. But like, maybe that could work. But like, if they just give us an excuse to use Suramar as a proper capital city. Actual capital city, like our hub, everything we do there. Exactly the same Suramar, just a higher quality version. Which, I mean, Suramar is already a high quality version of any city as it is. So, I think that'd be cool. I'd enjoy something like that. Personally. Like a storm trinket would be amazing here. With a Cloak of Shadows, oh, it'd be so good. That's what I was thinking. Maybe I should just go out and do Storm Trinket. God, booming AoE is just insane. Maybe I get one more secret? Nah. I don't think our Thunder is gonna end up with the ads at all now. Still on Thor on my merit, so yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Popping that chat does nothing in the in-game chat and it's not showing anything up. So add an extra space at the front of it, Philippos. Are you adding an extra space in what I wrote in chat? Because I'm adding an extra space because I need to. Otherwise, it's not going to work in the chat. Otherwise, YouTube is going to be like, oh, you're trying to run a command. What command are you trying to run? Be like, I don't know the command. I'll be like, all right, YouTube. I probably should say dance for a little bit later. Alright, super unethical. Super unethical gamer. Well, kind of unethical. At least we are focusing on the primary mob. At least we got that. Okay, I do have a tricks for this guy. I'm gonna have to be really careful because I don't really have it properly key bound. So we're gonna do one of these. Okay, then we got one of these. Here we go. Wow, Pally's popping off. Pally's also doing fantastic single target damage to that as well. That's what's crazy about that spec. You know, it's kind of fun being unethical. Unethical pad AoE. Unethical pad lord AoE. So good. I definitely needed. Oh god, that the monk was melting there for a second, but he's okay. It's okay. It's alright. He'll be fine. He'll be okay. He'll be fine. Kill it. Kill it. There we go. Oh, I did enjoy that one. That was fun. Floating combat text, but no period. Yeah, no period. Yeah, Sag was in a cafe or something. That's what's up. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so I added a space in there, but yeah, do that without the period at the front. Try that, see if that works. Ow. Can you dodge that, or is that not evasionable? That, you might not be able to evade that, actually. With a whirlwind? Probably not dodgeable. It's probably like magic damage. Looks like you gotta cloak it then. Astral whirlwind? Maybe. I thought you could evasion that. God. Would love to gouge it, but rogues don't even run gouge. Do we want a shroud? We could shroud. After we kill these 2. 3. Did all spaces still pop in as a chat, or am I trying something wrong? It should be console. So if you do that in game, right? Console. Flying combat text 1, no period. Yeah. It should make sure there's a slash in there. Slash console floating combat text. If it just actually says like as a slash say, then it's not really working well. Yeah. Shouting now. Ooh, okay. Made it. Let's get that tricks. Yeah, try it because it shouldn't pop up in the chat. It should just be like. It should just be like an internal like command. Or it should be telling you that it's running a command. Or it shouldn't even say anything actually. Yeah. No spaces, no nothing. Does an artifact still work without saying that? Artifact 1 still works? Wait, what do you mean by that? The Natharan layer artifacts still work without it saying, so it should work fine. You mean the hidden skins? What do you mean by Natharan artifact skin? Artifact? I guess it all depends what you mean. 0 enabled, 1 should be enabled, 0 turned off. Yeah, that should work. Hopefully. But yeah, the hidden skin should all be working still. If you're still like trying to get the outlaw skin or whatever. Prot Warrior. Did you have to do an Eltharion layer for Prot Warrior? I don't remember having to do that. Maybe you did actually. I guess it'll make sense. I don't remember what you had to do for Prot Warrior. Didn't you have to visit like a cave or something? And have a chance of like Deathwing showing up in that cave? You have to just basically visit it once a day. And then you could get a scale and turn that into like a hidden skin. Or am I misremembering it? I feel like I'm either taking crazy pills and I'm misremembering super hard. Or that is actually what you could do back in the day. Or had to do back in the day. Oh. That was Natharan's lair. Not the actual, like, literal dungeon Natharan's lair. Maybe that's where I'm getting confused. Alright. And I got some stories. Fantastic. Is that going to help me? It's a little help. It's going to help a little bit. GG's, everybody. GG's. We did 125k DPS, boys. That's okay. That's okay. That's decent. I do feel like my damage on bosses is pretty bad, though. Alrighty. Well, we're done with that one. Beautiful. Probably 36k while healing. Yeah, honestly, is he going for acid? Yeah. Acid Rain with Chain is fantastic, man. Acid is fantastic. Acid Rain is really, really good. And it looks like, what, the Pally was second damage? No, Boomkin. Hell yeah. Finally broke 100k. Yeah. Wake of Ashes is fantastic for it. Is he playing like a full Wake build? Him, not full, no, not the full one, but he might be playing some kind of a Wake build for sure. And then Cappuccino popped off as well. Rogue pumped. Alrighty. Thanks, boys. Appreciate ya. Let's go turn in the. So I've been taking my gumballs, man. I've actually been using them for rep now. Because if you have rep that you still need, you could turn it in with what is it, with these guys. Turn in the gumball and you pick up like 50 rep towards a faction. It's not a lot, but hey, a gumball is a gumball. Let me go turn that in real quick before I forget. Start writing these commands in a macro and then click that. You could do that too, yeah. I did that, but it's still not popping in chat. But I have the same issue. Heals don't show up on a friendly target. Yeah, so there's one for healing as well. There's also another one that's for heal as well. Yeah, it could be maybe like, do you have any kind of add-ons, Flippos, for like chat? Like a different kind of like a chat box add-on? Because maybe using a chat box add-on that's disabling the use of commands or something. Because maybe some of them disable it natively just so people don't accidentally end up writing like a script or whatever. Or applying a script. But keep it one of those things, yeah? I would double check that. Do a smash on Telegram or something? Yeah. Yeah, if you have like any add-ons or whatever, like for chat, I would disable them and then try it again. Because the command should work. Should. Keyword. Unless for some reason Blizzard disabled it. Which I don't think they did. But there's another one, there's another version for the healing as well. Let's see if I can pull it back up again. So we have one for damage, we have one for healing, and we have one for pet damage, periodic damage. This one should be the one that works for combat damage 1. That should be damage. Oh. Healing. Using these commands will change the settings and persist through a logout, relog after entering one or more of these commands. Okay, so do this. Pop the command in, log out, log back in, and then see if that works. Because they do have a blurb like to make sure that these commands stick. You want to log out, log in. So type them up, and hopefully they don't pop up as a chat. They shouldn't pop up as a chat window or anything. I think I messed something from the settings. Yeah, so that should disable, that should set up where you can see the damage from the settings menu, for like floating combat text. Did I see floating? Combat? Scrolling combat text for self? Text. Display health, status, combat. Maybe in combat, right? Combat personal resource display. Mouse overcast, highlight. Scrolling combat text for self. Is it display then? Is it an interface thing? No, I don't see it. But have all add-ons disabled. Really? I just the agency wants to probably take without a heal. Lol. Did you actually? Oh, Larissa. Yo, you're getting into it, man. At least you had some fun with it because they're nerfing it tomorrow. They are nerfing it, so you're not gonna be able to do it the same way. They are trying to limit the ability for protection paladins to just be a tank healer combo. So you are gonna need healers by after tomorrow, but still, it's still funny. I'm sure they're still gonna be able to heal quite a bit though. I'm sure people are still gonna play a quad DPS, but it's becoming more common though. It's hilarious. All add-ons disabled. Yeah, no, I know, but they're still, they want healers to be important in the trifecta of the healer DPS, like not trifecta, what is the word? There's an actual word for it. The trinity of the healer DPS tank meta. Tank, healer, DPS. That's what every group consists of. But if you make it so that you don't need a healer, well, that's the problem with the heal checks, right? At some point, all these fights used to have a big heal check, but then they kept nerfing it down so they could always hit the lowest common denominator, like the worst healer possible. They want to be able to lower the heal check so the worst healer could do them. Like least meta healer could always do them. But then you basically remove heal checks. And now you don't really have a heal check anymore. And, well, DPS, healers are now encouraged to DPS. They're encouraged to contribute by DPSing, not by healing, but by DPSing. I really do think that maybe they could redesign some of the damage going out, so at least it's not like super spiky damage, but like things just do a ton of damage and it's just like only healer to be able to put up healing, right? Something maybe like ramps up over time and it's all about healing through it to counter it. Maybe that's something they could do. But if they did that, I think what they would want to do is maybe like decrease the amount of health all mobs have, so then DPS you don't really need to have a healer DPS not much, and the healer could just focus on the healing and dispelling and all that other stuff. You know, that's another way of doing it. Trinity's busted. Exactly. Otherwise, healers would just be a cosmetic thing. I mean, they kind of are already, right? Healers are mostly doing damage in dungeons anyway. They're not really having to heal that much. You have so much off healing, which thanks to hybrid stuff that they've added in Dragonflight in general. I think it's really cool. It's just, it's gotten to the point where you don't really need a healer at all. And it's not only being done on like high-end keys where people have coordination for stuff like that, because you could coordinate and just do like no healer keys. You could. Like people did like old tank keys before in BFA. People did no healer back in Legion. But it was only because a certain composition was able to do so, and only when you had like really good communication on like when you use cooldowns, when you rotate defenses, all that stuff. You really had to pre-plan out the dungeon. Now though, like, I mean, we're able to do an 18 and they did a no healer run. It's becoming more normal. So I think they're just trying to put a cap on that as soon as they can. They really do got to think about like, okay, we want to give, they need to rethink some dungeons and certain mechanics to be like, okay, this is a healer challenge. And if your healer can't do it, your healer can't do it. But it's like, okay, you want to go full healer build. Do a bit of damage, but you're mostly there to heal. But that probably means like everybody's going to have to just start taking more damage more regularly. And that could be pretty bad on like healers that are just not that experienced or whatever. I don't know. It's just one of those things that would have to do like a balance and act for, I think. It's weird. It's all weird. I'll try to see it, Tim. Okay, sounds good, my guy. Let me know, Philippos, if it works for you. Second boss on Oku was a healer challenge and they nerfed it. Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of them are heal checks. And then healers were like, well, I can't keep up. But then some healers weren't really playing the fight optimally either. Like, let's be honest. Like, there's a whole mechanic where you gotta go pick up every one of these sparks or whatever. And, I mean, healers would just quit, right? They would just wouldn't want to do it. They just didn't want to do it because it's like, that dungeon, that boss, it's hard. Don't want to do it. There were a handful of healers that wanted to push through it, find a way past it. They would pick up every single one of these sparks and heal the hell out of the groups. But like, not every healer, not every person that plays the game wants to play it like super hardcore, like high-end, min-maxy. But sometimes like that's how you have to balance things. So then, oh, I want to make the content more accessible. Yeah, let's pull it back a little bit. And then you pull it back to the point where it's just like, yeah, it's really easy. You don't really need to heal or focus heal that much, even on Tyrannical. But then you get situations where the heal is now becoming more cosmetic. It's one of those things that's like a balancing act, and I don't really know where they're going to end up with it. I think what they got to do is they got to add ways for healers to be able to deal with damage, but it can't just be like spiky damage. It has to be more consistent damage that goes out, but it can't be like spiky where healer needs to like burst heal somebody through. They need to be able to set up all the heals and then just start pumping and pumping and pumping, and the damage needs to be consistent where the pumps are able to like maintain the group. So the group isn't really dying, but it's not really living. It's just like at least maintaining. But again, you would really need to fine-tune the numbers and the scaling for each key and all of that. And you can easily make fights way too hard for a healer where they're just like, I give up. You know? I feel like that's one role that I feel like at some points gives up easier than others. Like as a DPS. When someone's like a bit of a DPS match, like DPS, there's always something you can do to do more damage. As a tank, also one of those, like there's always something to do where you can maybe survive. Maybe you can leap away last second as the boss is about to do like a tank buster. Maybe you can somehow avoid it. Maybe you'll get that lucky parry or whatever, you know? Probably hard to find a balance. It is, yeah, it is. I do wonder how they're gonna go about it. They might just make it so that you can't enter dungeons with all 4 DPS. They might just have to make it so you have to have a healer as part of the group. Otherwise, you can't start the key. They might do something like that. I don't think they want to. I don't think specifically want to do that. But who knows, right? Who knows? Depends on the affix. Some weeks are really hard in healing high keys. Yeah. Like healers, I've had like a couple of weeks where we're just like a big healer week where you actually have to heal a ton. And as soon as you have an affix, a week where you don't have a big healer affix, healers are cosmetic. It's so weird. There's a few dungeon people, there's a few dungeons where people like to ignore mechanics and then you do fully heal them. Yeah, I guess so, but like you shouldn't... You want to keep those dungeon mechanics punishing, like you shouldn't ignore mechanics. Like if you ignore mechanic and you get hit by it and you die, it should be one of those, oh, do mechanics, right? You could do one of those things where no mechanics really kill you and then it's all about the healer to heal everybody. But it's just going to be an annoying thing where everybody's going to be like, oh, healer mechanic. And then the healers are going to be complaining that, oh, no one's doing mechanics because everybody expects you, if you heal, just to heal through them. And that doesn't work either, you know? Because then it feels like now the pressure's on the healer to heal everybody and no one does anything at all. Nobody's dodging, nobody's doing anything. So then they're like, okay, well, now we need to make sure those mechanics are important. People are doing mechanics. So if like you mess up, you can't blame the healer. It's on you because you didn't do the mechanic properly. You didn't move at the right time, whatever. Right? It's just, it's a back and forth where it's such, how do you even find a balance in all this actually? When you think of, like, I can't think of, like, I feel like the content is either too difficult for healers or too easy where you don't even necessarily need a healer. And I guess encouraging healers to DPS, like, it kind of just drives away from the primary role to a degree, but like, I don't know, I think what they'll probably do is they'll probably put like a limit. You can't start a queue unless you have a healer and a tank and DPS in the group. Like, at least, I don't know. I feel like that'd be kind of unfun, because if you want to try something wacky and weird, you should be able to try something wacky and weird. But I feel like that's something that we'll probably end up doing, though. They probably won't let you start a queue with, like, without at least a healer and a tank. Or something along those lines. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna tune it. I am interested to see, though. I do hope they're fine tuning for it. Name a few. You could, I named the episode an add-on. As I need to see one by one what add-on it is. Sag. It is an add-on. Yeah, so maybe one of those add-ons that maybe it could be one of those add-ons like LUA or something. Anything that modifies like the UI of your game, or anything that messes like with the numbers of the game or whatever. Possibly is one of those things. Ignoring gimmick and bracket height holla. Ignoring the big gimmick, exactly. I know, might be the yeah. But yeah, bracket height is gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. I'm hoping they'll end up like tuning that place so it's not too bad. It's not to the point where it's just like overbearing on people. It's actually a decent key to like do. Because I feel like that one and Underrot are the two that people are really afraid of. Even though Underrot, from what you played on the PTR, doesn't seem to be too bad. I think the affixes could definitely make it more difficult, but like the first boss or the first ad that the boss spawns seems to be a little bit more CCable than normal. I don't think I remember ever stunning that thing. But that thing, it looks like you can stun it, you can grip it, you can do whatever you want to do with it. So if that's the case, like you can just like grip it and hodge it so it doesn't do anything. And just cleave it down while focusing on the boss. That's a healer IQ check. Yeah, exactly. Put an Underrot back in. Yeah, they did. Underrot is not that bad though. Like we've tested on PTR. Tell me not so. It is back. It is definitely coming back as part of the season 2 dungeons. It's gonna be so the 4 dungeons or the 8 dungeons that are gonna be available for season 2 are from the Dragonflight era. Gonna be Notharis, Uldaman, Halls of Infusion, which at times can be overtuned, and then Brackenhide. From the non-Dragonflight dungeons, we got Battle for Azeroth Freehold, as well as Underrot. And Underrot seems bad, but it's really not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's really not bad at all. Just from like actually playing it. DBM that called mechanical stuff. It was the one DBM that caused mechanics stuff. Oh, really? DBM does it? Weird. Maybe there's like a setting in DBM you have somewhere. That's weird though. Full DPS, holy paladin took no one took damage. Yeah, we did go full DPS like melee paladin, and we were mostly fine. Like the only time no one took damage, so we did have people wipe to like one shots. Like we did have like let's say like a grub vomiter on the guy and they didn't move. I forgot who it was, but some DPS, a couple of DPS got hit by that. But like I don't really know if you can really put that on the healer. Like to be fair, but like maybe you could. Maybe you could make an argument. But like besides like something that seemed like a one shot, where it's like, oh, he didn't move for the mechanic. Nothing, we never really died to like bleeding out or whatever, right? I think one time somebody died when they had 2 skitters focus them, but that's a lot of damage from skitters, you know? But yeah. Underrot, Freehold, what else we got? Nel's Lair. Neltharian's Lair is another one. Where is it? Neltharian's Lair was overtuned as hell. The what are they called? These guys. These guys. The Gron. Gron? Are they Gron? I'm not even sure, but these guys. These looking dudes. The disc throwers in particular are so overtuned. They actually slap. Then you got, what else you got? Cataclysm with Vortex Pinnacle. They changed this place a lot. It's pretty cool. Bosses are mostly the same. They changed this boss quite a bit. You no longer have to be like, you no longer have to really face your back to the where the boss was. You just have to be on the side where the winds are coming from. So if you pull the boss in the center and you're like on the north side of the boss and the winds are coming from the north, you're chilling, you got the haze buff. So you don't actually need to face your back. You just need to be like positionally away from the boss in one of the quadrants. But you can move the boss to like a different section and that can help out. So like if a tank like Vengeance can kite the boss and kind of position him so for the DPS it can be more advantageous, for example. Gron? No, not Gron is a girl. Drogbar. Yeah, that's the one, Drogbar. But this place wasn't bad. Some of the trash was a little iffy, but besides that, not terrible. Honestly. Yeah, so it's... Underrot seems scary, and I remember some people were like, ew, Understank. But like, Understank is not bad at all. Really not that bad at all. From what we played. Waycrest, Sanguine in particular. Oh yeah, Waycrest was... I love Waycrest, but yeah, Waycrest and Sanguine was a combo. A match fit in hell, dude. It was terrible. Although I love saying Waycrest in general. That was a good dungeon. I cannot wait till we do Waycrest again. It's gonna probably be overtuned. People are gonna complain. They're not gonna know how to do the witches at all. But it's gonna be great. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love Waycrest. Waycrest, more like Baycrest, boys. Certain dungeons I hate so much. Also, Waycrest with explosives. Okay, they changed the explosives too, by the way. Also, Sanguine is gone as an affix. Grievous as well as Quaking. They're going to be gone for the season. So Sanguine, no Sanguine Waycrest. Pretty good. They do have new ones though. Like there's one where these ghosties come in and they need to be healed or dispelled. They have a curse, disease, and a poison. Any dispel works, so you just spell them and you're good to go. Wait, Warcraft Squad was awesome. I love it, dude. It is awesome. It is. I agree. They also got this other one where this ad spawns in as ghost, but needs to be CC'd, either interrupted or like hit with a blind, freeze, or whatever. Hopefully they won't have too many of them spawn with every single pull, but that one is not that bad. So more healing affixes. Well, one is a healer affix with a dispel, but people are probably going to go on a couple of classes with a dispel. You just need like a handful of dispels. But, or you can heal them through. You can heal the mobs as well. So I guess healers could heal the mobs too. But most of the time it's going to be dispels. The CC affix is like you just need a class with a CC or an interrupt that thing. That's all. They take all kind of CC. I think everything from like an in-cap, gouges, stuns, whatever, fears. And they also got another one, it's called entangling. So basically you'll have this like vine tangling your character that will slow you by like 40% or something, 50%, and you have to break the vine or you get stunned. So instead of quaking where you need to like separate, you'll have a vine and you just need to walk away and break it. It doesn't feel like a real bad affix. It'll be one of those like positional you have to be watching your feet whenever you are entangled, just so you don't get stunned, because it'll just stun you. You gotta move far enough so it breaks, or like this immunity, I guess Cloak of Shadows maybe works with it. Maybe Hand of Freedom works with it too. Like movement breaks probably work as well. I do, and then there's also explosive. They changed explosive where instead of like a bunch of little explosives, it's just a big explosive, and everybody got swapped to it and kill it. They did reduce the amount of times those things spawn, so it looks like sometimes maybe you'll have one explosive with a trash bag. You just everybody swap to it and cleave off of it onto the trash bag. So it's really not that bad. It's really not that bad. At first I thought it could be cleaved by AoE, and that's what it looked like. There was a couple of times as a monk I didn't even focus it. I just got a Fist of Fury at it, but mostly triggering something else and spin near it. And I thought it was getting hit, but then I went back to test it. It didn't look like it actually takes AoE damage, but you could AoE off of it. So you can cleave off of explosive onto other things. So I feel like Outerworks would be good for that. And a handful of the classes. Made it all to do all the BFA dungeons. I think they're my favorite set of dungeons of all expect. They were pretty good. Like not all of them were favorites, but they were all pretty good. Like looking back at it, they weren't bad. I still think Legion ones were really, really good. But then again, looking back at Legion, like when you go back to the Legion ones, when the Legion Time Walk was a thing, a lot of them ended up being kind of overtuned from what I remember. Karazhan in particular, remember Karazhan? It took a lot of nerves before they got it to like, okay, acceptable, people can actually do it. But a lot of those fights were exactly the same, like Huntsman. It was one of those fights where you have to use your eyeballs. You'll mark somebody with a ghost team, and you'll see the ghost to you faintly, and that's it. You gotta figure out which one, and then it disappears, and you gotta figure out which one needs to be dispelled. That was normal in Legion. The exact same mechanic, did not change whatsoever. Exactly the same, except when you have people doing it during season 4, they were like, "Oh, where's the ghost see? Oh, we using your eyeballs to like see you for a second? No, we gotta dispel somebody. Gotta guess, otherwise you all die." It's one of those like, okay, spread ghosty. You see it. It's just like you see like a guy behind somebody and disappears. And they're like, "Oh, I guess I need a weak aura for it." And it's like, well, no, back at Legion we just gotta use eyes. You just see it, dispel it, you're good. But I think with everybody looking at the weak aura more than half the time. Look at the center of the screen. Who do I dispel? It was weird. Skill issue. It kind of was, but like it totally. So the game has changed a lot, right? So back in Legion, not everybody played Mythic Pluses. Like Mythic Pluses was kind of like a first time they really started doing it. But you did have a lot of passionate people playing it, but it wasn't like popular. Like nowadays, like everybody does Mythic Dungeons. Everybody. It's part of your weekly vault stuff. Everybody does dungeons all the time. And a lot of the dungeons, they did make them easier over time to make them more accessible so everybody could play them. And then people can now use weak auras and add-ons to tell you all the important stuff in a dungeon. And it helps out a lot, because for a lot of people, they do play the game through add-ons, right? There's the game, and then there's a layer of add-ons in front of them. And if you were to take the add-on layer away, they can't even do anything. Like, they got so many guildies that if you take away the weak aura for a boss fight, it's almost like they forget how the fight works. It's weird, but that is how some people play the game. They literally play the game through weak auras. They're playing weak aura with World of Warcraft in the background. They're not really playing World of Warcraft with weak auras assisting them on timers. It's like the opposite way of going about it. But like it's just how it be. It's just how it be. So for them to make that fight a little bit easier, more approachable for people, it's like they made the content more approachable, and more approachable so more people can interact with it. And then you bring in back the Legion edition when it was pretty hardcore, well, like in comparison to what they have now, where you actually have to like use it sounds like I'm being condescending, but you actually have to use your eyes to see the mechanic. And if you didn't like see it, you just didn't know who's the guy that needed to be dispelled. Most of the times people would just watch their character and they would see themselves like Ghosty, they just would type in party chat and be like, me. Right, they would just type that. And then you dispel that person. Yeah, so that's usually what you would do back then. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where I had such fun memories of Karazhan because it was the easiest dungeons ever back in Legion. It was some of the easiest ones. Like you got a Kara, easy weekly, upper in particular. But then you have Medivh, right? Where you had a big heal check fight with the wreaths or whatever. People don't really know what the wreaths do. It's if somebody walks past the wreaths, it's a wipe, no matter the difficulty. So it was very jarring for a lot of people. It was a big heal check. The birds had to be interrupted. Birds had to be nuked. You had to make sure to coordinate which birds are going to be killed. You actually have to make sure you get the kicks. And you won't be able to get all the bird kicks. So it was like, healer, you got to heal this. So if your healer was not prepared, they just took all the damage. Not much you could do. Also the worm too, the mana worm. He doesn't really have like a big tell of like when he does the zap to everybody. But that was one of those things where like, everybody playing Legion, everybody playing healer, DPS, you kind of got a pretty good fit for it, what you did with that one. And you kind of knew when you wanted to press feint. Like rogues always press feint for every mechanic. It's very similar to like Melanges, right? You know that line that he does with like he slashes right to you? Really difficult to see how it was in Legion. Nowadays they changed it to make it easier. And it's one of those little things, make it easier to see, players can all instantly do the mechanic. Make it difficult to see, kind of difficult to do it, easy to see, bam, that's it. Not a mechanic anymore. So it's one of those things where back then it was kind of, maybe even to some degree you could describe it as needlessly difficult, right? So it's not a bad thing that they changed it to make it more accessible, but it does definitely feel like, man, there was a content that I did enjoy back then, and people can't do it. It does feel like a skill issue at first, but I feel like that's too easy of like too easy of a way to explain it. It doesn't quite hit the nail on the head here, you know. But that's just how I feel. Sorry, that was a long one. Just an add-on for damage recording. A ton of make more bars. You know, I look at Diablo. Oh, Diablo bar. That would actually look fantastic. That would actually look insane. I like that Warthros. That was a good looking mug. It's good. It's just easy as that. Yeah. I feel like it's just it almost feels like an excuse. Almost feels like an excuse because things could be better, could be designed better. You know what I mean? I can't even make these. I love how there's so many work orders now, but almost none of them have like all the mats that you need to craft anything. Almost none. Like these guys are putting these things none, and they're just like, here's 10 gold. Here's 10 gold. Just go get a prototype barding. All the celestial hides, resilient leather. That's at least like maybe 100 gold. I don't even know how much this costs. Oh, crafted by blacksmithing players, so that's probably going to cost quite a bit. That probably takes a little bit of a supply. But like, here you go, 10 gold. You can make that from me, right? I don't understand. Why do people keep putting orders like this? Like, no one's going to do them. Good luck. I just don't understand. People underestimating crafting orders? Yeah, they're not understanding. It's good that they made it like easier to access, but I do hope that those same people that are just putting in for like a couple of gold at some point will figure out like, or maybe they need to add like, maybe when they're putting in like the tip of like how much stuff costs or whatever, right? How much things cost. Maybe like when they make the work order, those should at least have display like, hey, you want to put the price of like the what is it? This thing needs this mat, like dense height, for example. They're like, oh, you don't want to put a dense height? Okay, well, let me at least show you how much it is on the auction house right now. So when you're calculating like how much tip you want to give somebody, like you probably should want to incorporate the price of those things for in the work order. Because like if let's say you're like, hey, I don't want to go buy this stuff. Here's some gold. if you want to go buy the mats and make this for me using the gold that I give, that'll work. I could see that, right? Because somebody will probably take the time out of the day to go check the auction house, maybe see if they can go craft themselves on like a skinning alt or whatever, find a deal somehow, you know, get it for cheaper so they can make a bit more money. Like that could work. But yeah, I get back to the game. The game goes on sale, not buying the current price. Dragonflight? How much is Dragonflight normally? 50 or 60? I don't remember. Yeah, that's up to you, Tunde. Yeah, they got patch 10.1 coming back very, very soon, though. You could always play, what, $15 a month and then at least play Classic. That's at least that. And I think you could do, like, all the other stuff besides Dragonflight stuff, right? But yeah. You think it's a good time for all players to come back? I'd say so, Knoxville. Yeah, I'd say so. Especially with patch 10.1 coming out very, very soon. With 10.1, you'll be able to kind of be on a fresh starting line with everybody else. If you're trying to get into raids, dungeons, PvP, that'll be a pretty good time to do it. I would maybe try to see if you can level a character, maybe like I would come back maybe 2 weeks before the new patch comes out, just so you can get all your bearings and you're ready to dive into the new stuff as soon as it's available. You know, maybe like a week. Depends how long it takes for you to level. Depends how much time you have. Yeah. Definitely not as, this game definitely does not take nearly the same amount of investment of time as like Shadowlands did back then. Getting a character caught up right now is super, super accessible. You would get to max level and you would head over to get your bearings like with all the different factions, all the different renowns. So it'll be like, okay, here's all your renown, here's the next storyline, and it'll take you to, I guess they'll kind of kickstart you to the next storyline. So you can go into the Forbidden Shore pretty quickly, where the Drakthir are like trying to discover themselves in the history a little bit. And while there, you can run around, kill rares, kill mobs, do dailies, and get yourself a bunch of gear. And get caught up with gear. And then with that gear, you can start doing some dungeons. Heroics, Mythics, Mythic Pluses. Or just dive into PvP, get yourself a bunch of honor. I definitely would, if you were to come back, like I have a video like what you can do to prep for 10.1. That was a bunch of different useful little tidbits of like how to get ready if you want to PvP, PvE, all the things to take care of right now before you dive into the next stuff. I wanted to put the most important stuff at the very beginning. Last few like things in that tip video is you can bypass those for the most part. How do you feel about the explosive rework? It's not a bad, the idea behind it, Eric's, is not bad. I think it all depends on how well they tune it. Like if it's tuned well, it's not bad. If they could make it so that explosive take damage from blizzards, Fists of Furies, AoE abilities without having to focus on explosive, I'd love it. I think if they can make it so explosives take AoE damage from other abilities, I would love it. But the idea itself isn't that bad. Like having more people involved in explosive is not a bad idea. I feel like it also makes funnel classes a little bit stronger because they can funnel their damage into the explosive to make sure that it dies while cleaving everything evenly. So it helps out a bit. So you have classes big AoE, single target, 2 target cleave classes, funnel classes. All those are going to be able to utilize the explosive in order to be able to focus it while also dealing decent damage as well. It's a group effort, and I don't mind it whatsoever, as long as they don't spawn too many of those. If they can keep like one explosive at a time, I'll be okay with that. And as long as they don't like pop up too many of them back to back like that, I think it could work out okay. Again, all down how to tune it. As long as it doesn't have like a ridiculous amount of health. You know what I mean? A huge DPS check. I don't want to have to like save my cooldowns just to kill an explosive. I think that'd be silly. I'm not sure about the name, but I'm pretty sure I stopped playing Visions on the Zoth. Have a lot to grind. Nope. So jumping into Dragonflight, you will be, I think, low level, so you'll have to maybe level a little bit until you catch up, and then you can dive into Dragonflight stuff. But because BFA, right? What level were we in BFA? Like 40 or so? You'll have a little bit of leveling, and then you dive into Dragonflight. You don't need to do previous expansion stuff to get into Dragonflight at all. You just need to hit appropriate level, which is level 50, and then you'll begin your quest line to get into Dragon Isles in Stormwind or Orgrimmar. You'll have like the Dragonflights and the leaders of the Dragonflights, like Abyssian or Rathian. You'll talk to either one of them, start the quest line, board a boat of Alliance of Horde, and then travel to the new lands, and from there it's really just streamlined experience. Follow the main story quests, get your dragons, explore, have fun, but mostly follow the story quests, especially if you want to be able to get through all these zones. And I would do some side quests, or just do dungeons while you're doing story quests, because you'll need a little bit extra XP to get into the next areas. I would just do like a handful of side quests if you want to do them, or some dungeons here and there. But yeah, It's really streamlined. You won't have to do anything from BFA to jump in. You won't have to do anything from Shadowlands, which is the expansion between the two, after BFA, before DF, to jump in. So you'll be good to go. Yeah, like 45. So you'll need to level like 5 more levels. And leveling, you can really go level in your zone. You'll just need a couple more levels, so you'll be good to go. But as for like grinds to catch up, it's not that difficult to catch up in Dragonflight. You don't have like AP or a legendary system or anything like that. You just work in your main, get a max level. You go to the Forbidden Reach and get gear from there. You do dungeons to get gear too. Raids if you want to get gear from there. Time walking, those are up right now, so you just jump into time walking dungeons, and that can help you get some catch-up gear too. Time walking in particular are really good. Like if you can get a couple of weeks of time walking, they're really good, because you'll just join time walking dungeons. You've done time walking before from BFA, yeah? And they have like, if you do 5 time walking dungeons every single week, there's a new time walking until the new patch releases, and by completing 5 time walkings, you'll get gear from time walkings, but also you'll get a cash vault, cash for heroic version of the new raid gear. It's like maybe you can get a weapon, you can get trinkets, you can get all this stuff to fill out your gear. Time walking, you don't really need a high item level to queue in for. In fact, you can probably even level to max level through time walkings while you're catching up to Dragonflight. I would still do the main story quest line. It's actually pretty good, and it'll also get you set up for like the end game. But I've also like skipped the main story on my alts, right? I just got leveled. So you don't necessarily need to finish it. I think it's good to finish on your main. I think you may want to finish it on your main just the first time around, but it's not that long either. Again, like if you're ever behind on levels, just do a couple time walkings, you're good to go. But I would just stick to the main story and just do main story. It's pretty good, straightforward. Yeah, I'll start playing again. Go for it, my guy. Go for it. Skipping Shadowlands is definitely a preferred gaming experience. True. Yeah, SL. Yeah, imagine being like told, oh, you have to go to SL and you have to do a Torghast grind to make it first like that. Imagine. My God, get me out of that prison, man. All right, boys. Thanks so much for coming by, man. I appreciate all of you for popping in to the stream this evening. Thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate you, boys. Tomorrow, we got ourselves the weekly reset. I want to see if I can catch up a couple of my odds before the weekly reset is gone. But yeah, I also want to get some work done this evening for a project video. Tomorrow, my new PC is coming in. So maybe no stream Wednesday, and then we come back Thursday and we do some stream stuff. But yeah, we'll see. Level the character to the max while doing the story of Dragonflight. Doing DPS for time walking. Yeah. You had a grind Torghast. I had some. I know, dude. I know. But yeah, that'll be a pretty good idea. Like what Tommy says, just do the main story of Dragonflight and then keep some time walkings here and there. Don't have to do all of them, because you just need to be able to like level enough so you can continue to progress to the main story. Like the main story doesn't really, for the most part, if you're doing the main story, if you like just follow the story, only the story, nothing but the story, you'll still have like one more level to get on your own. But they usually encourage you with like a lot of like side quests as you're going through the story, like side quests along the story, along the way. And professions too. Professions can also give you experience as well. So if you do that, that could work too. Like if you just do mining or skinning or leatherworking, you could do that. I did a one, it was enough. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. All right, boys. You guys have yourself a wonderful evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the regular. We'll see what happens Wednesday. Wednesday's usually like when they do PTR stuff, isn't it? Oh my God, dude, they do PTR. 7-Eleven, I'm always enjoying you, Brooks. Yo, thank you so much, Novak. Appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you so much, my guy. Ciao, boys. Appreciate you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys all for tomorrow's box opening. Hopefully we'll get something good. Mining herbalism. Yeah, honestly, or if you just do crafting, like just herbalism and like alchemy. When you make a bunch of stuff with alchemy, you'll get a lot of experience. Like first, every time you craft a new thing from the expansion, you get a big bonus of like skills, but also a big bonus of like speed. So like you can just do like that and do the main story, or whatever side quests you want to do. Because there's a lot of cool stuff you can get on side quests, like dragon customizations. You can customize your dragon, and some of the side quests get like some of the specific customization options, like maybe the teeth or the eyes or like the horns or not the wings, because I don't think you customize the wings, but like tail. The scales and stuff is all with a new reputation, which is not mandatory, but it's fun. A lot of people do it, so it may be still worth your time. But I guess it's to their own, right? All right. You guys have a wonderful evening. I'll catch you boys tomorrow. All right, y'all. Peace.
Would you want to